Oh god.
I need you.
You're the one that hit fucking record.
It's so much better. Christian, introduce us, please.
Welcome to Comfiest Bondos.
Yeah.
Episode 2. My name's Christian. I'm the Fire Lord. I set shit on fire and ready to go. Well, let's my buddy over here, Torn. Say hi, Torn.
What's going on, guys? I'm your cozy daddy, Torn, aka the mom pleaser.
Damn, that's why I heard moaning last night.
Your mom doesn't live with you.
We're gonna subtract the moment.
But your grandma does.
Oh no! You're gonna give her another concussion, buddy. You need to chill the fuck out.
Hey, the first time wasn't me. The second time, she be walking straight. And then she got a bad hip.
Bad knees, bad hip. Damn. She gonna be screaming Jesus all night long.
She is a gospel woman, let me tell you.
Not when it's in her mouth.
She prayed before she ate, so.
Oh, family friendly, talking about Nintendo.
Yay! We're not sponsored. It's fine. It's fine.
BBC, and I ain't talking about the news broadcast.
No, sir. Oh, shit. So we got a pretty good show lined up for you guys today. We're going to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, Devil May Cry, and a little bit of what we got going on for the last 2 weeks.
Spoiler alert, not much.
It's been rough the last 2 weeks.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Mm-hmm. Oh, running this whole thing has been insane. Oh, shit.
Was not expecting to talk about my grandmother like that.
Does she listen to us?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Hope to God my dad doesn't ask to listen. Skip episode 2.
Just fast forward like 5 minutes.
Hey, what can I say? Kid fucking Kentucky.
I'm not kin to you, son. Oh.
You a special kind of stupid sometimes, baby.
Hey, man, look, I can't stop this slang. And I speak before I talk. Wait. I speak before I think.
That's all you need to know.
You need to know that I'm clever. I think to fly my pants. Not helping myself out here, am I?
Nope.
Damn.
I literally heard the air go out one ear and back in the other. That bitch was cycling. That mouse jumped off and said, it's a moment to relax. Oh shit, I need to think.
We're currently sharing one brain cell, and you have the one.
I was about to say, I think I have majority.
I'm still lost on your grandma.
Dude, get out of the sauce. It's dangerous.
Hey, look, if I become your new grandpappy, you ain't got to do a lot of chores.
Can you make sure the house is signed over to me?
Hmm?
Sweet.
Look, like I said before, I'm here to get into the will.
I hate to tell you, ain't gonna get much.
I don't need much.
Just enough.
Mm-hmm. Bragging rights is all I need, really.
Ain't that the truth? I turned a 70-year-old woman to black cock. Bailey's gonna so hate this episode.
No, she won't. She already knows how I am. Do you know the way I talk to her mom?
I don't think she was prepared to hear a Dusty O'Cooter go.
It's not going to do that. It's going to... Better. Gonna make you feel like you're 21 again, baby.
Hey, my hip's back in place. It's been that. Oh God, it was back in Nam when it was in good shape.
Oh my God. Bailey's mom's getting a hip replacement this month.
Oh, fair enough.
She's been having troubles walking here recently, so she finally. I see you staring at me. It wasn't entirely my fault.
Did you tell her to get the new bed?
I did get her a new bed. Well, she got her old bed. Well, hey, look. She's getting a new hip, and the doctor, they said when she's recovered, he's going to put her hip in every position possible. So I can put her hips in every position possible.
Oh. Talking about gilfs and milfs, the comfy husbandos way.
God
Nintendo,
damn.
don't sue us.
We didn't say shit about Nintendo.
We opened up with him.
We're too small for them to see us.
Do you think Big Brother doesn't notice?
Oh. It's fine. It's fine. Well, speaking of Nintendo, the Switch 2 Direct came out last week, and we got a lot to say about it.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, if you've been living under a rock for the last 7 years... 7 years?
Give or take.
Yeah. The original...
Nope, 8.
8 years?
8 years.
There it goes.
2017.
The light bulb went off. The Switch one came out, and it has been a powerhouse ever since. It's their combination between an at-home console and a portable console. A portable handheld, I'm sorry. And it is amazing. One of my favorite consoles that has came out in the last generation.
I like the Ouya. I like the Ouya.
The Ouya?
The Ouya.
What's that? Is that the Steam Deck
Nope.
thing?
No, it's a console that died. It didn't survive. It was a meta joke that you didn't catch on. It's fine.
Meta doesn't do shit, okay?
No. It was a meta joke, not a meta thing.
Oh, God. The only Ouya I know...
Fuck you, Facebook.
Was it Ouya that, like, was supposed to be like a streaming console that had like, the flat-ass controller? That didn't last, like, a year.
That's why it was a joke.
Just like the, Stadium.
Stadia.
Yeah.
Stadia lasted longer than the Ouya. That's the funnier part.
Oh, my God. Did
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah. I remember getting Game Informers with the Ouya, so that was fun.
I remember seeing a box at GameStop. It was a display box, but it hadn't been back there for years then.
Yeah. I went with the Ouya, and I could have done so many other options. Virtual Boy. The Sega Game Gear. The N-Gage. Actually, the N-Gage might still be a little too...
Fair. Anyways, the Nintendo Switch tops all those bastards.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Oh, yeah. With its portability, removable Joy-Cons that act as one controller, and if you have a buddy play with, 2 controllers, it's a heaven sent. But it has its own limitations for its tablet-based form. It doesn't... The original Switch did not run at 40K 60. It ran at, what, 720?
720p.
Handheld.
And... Well, no, altogether.
I thought it was 1080 on the
Maybe it
docked.
is 1080 docked.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly. No, because I want to say that was one of the things that people wished for with the Switch 2 at least was a 1080p dock.
Yeah, I thought it was. It was 720 handheld and then 1080 docked, and it ran maybe 30. Maybe some games were 60, but that'd be low graphics.
Yeah, I'm really starting to shit on Nintendo by accident with saying that I don't think the dock ran at 1080p.
The dock was also a hot box.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
The original, dude.
We ain't talking about Cheech and Chong hot box. Fucking hell.
No, I remember when I first got the Switch and I was playing Mario Odyssey. It warped my Switch. Like, it had a bow in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. That's why they had to come out with the version 2.
I just came out with all these third parties that bricked your shit.
Thank you, Nintendo.
But with all those amazing pros and cons, the Switch 2 has came out, or is soon to come out, and has improved on everything and base about the Switch.
Yep. Felt like Nintendo really decided to say, hey, you guys don't like it? Fuck you. We'll give you what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And people are still not happy, so.
Yeah, no. So the brand new Switch 2 that actually comes out this summer, June 5th, it's in handheld mode. It's running at 1080p at what, 60 frames?
So 120 frames. So handheld can support up to 120 frames also.
Okay.
But it's on select games. So it's going to be 120, 60 variable, possibly 30 variable, depending on some games.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 30 minimum, 60 middle ground, 120 max.
Nice. And then whenever you dock it, it goes at 4K.
4K, yes.
Which, even if it's at 4K, running at 120, you can still actually adjust it in the settings.
Yep, because they showed with Metroid Prime 4, it can be either played in dock mode at 4K 120, 4K 60, or 1080p 120.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. That's really good. That's what the PS5 is meant to be running at, correct?
Roughly.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, we have a brand new powerhouse to join in the new handheld, which is actually really funny that the Switch started the revolution of all these handheld-based, like, emulators and personal computers.
Yep.
Yeah. So, hey, look at you, Nintendo, actually keeping up with the times.
For how long? Who knows?
Hey, look, the biggest feature that they're advertising right now is Game Share and Game Chat. How long has it been out?
Do you want to count Discord?
Sure.
Way too long.
So Nintendo has a bad habit of being behind the times by a generation or two with certain features that go with certain games. So like Game Chat has been around since what, the PS3 360 era? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it started. Yeah. And it's been ever since, just growing with the PS4, PS5, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Series X and S. So for Nintendo, its biggest feature is the built-in chat mode, which, for anybody that doesn't know, that has been leaked pictures of the Switch for the last year and a half now, going on 2 years. And one of the models has a additional C button on one of the Joy-Cons. Nobody knew what it was because there's a capture button on the left that the screen captures what you're playing or record up to a minute of your video. And then the other button on the other side has a home button that takes you back to the main Switch hub. Mm-hmm. So for the C stick, C button, nobody knew what it was, what was going on with it. And everybody thought it was like, like streaming or casting onto a different TV where you don't need a dock.
Or even streaming to another Switch and using one Switch while in docked mode, and then using another Switch as a dual screen. Kind of like a Wii U.
Yeah. So we found out now with the Direct that it's actually a chat mode, which, yay, finally. Which is funny enough, the Switch mid last year announced the Nintendo Switch chat app that as long as you have a Nintendo account, you can sign in on your phone to chat with other people that also have the Nintendo Switch app.
Yep. Discord was a better option.
Yeah. Like, no, but I don't think anybody really used it.
Probably 6-year-old Timmy.
Yeah, but I doubt his mom will let her.
How many times did customers come in? Can I buy Grand Theft Auto for my 5-year-old kid?
Those parents didn't care. No, yeah, I know. But no, that's one of the newer features for the Switch is her chat. And what's unfortunate, what's crazy enough is once the Switch releases here, it's free for a year to use.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the fact, after that year is up, you have to pay for it.
Yep. And that means that button, in order to use it, you have to pay. So this button is a pay-to-use button.
Which hopefully it does not work like the old school internet button on your flip phone back in the day. You remember hitting that button by accident and then bing, 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 bing. Oh shit, my minutes are running out. Like every minute you were on it, it cost you 25 cents, at least for mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you'll literally just pull up a screen saying, oh, you don't have Nintendo Switch Online. Buy it.
No, yes. If you have Nintendo Switch Online, it comes free with it. But and which Nintendo Switch Online isn't a bad feature. So it's $20 per year for Game Boy Advance. No, it's NES is Super Nintendo games, and then which is $20, and then for the expansion pack, it comes with Game Boy Advance, and N64 games along with cloud data save transfers and a few other
bunch of extra shit.
Yeah, which that's like $60 for a year.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you're a hardcore Nintendo fan, that's not a bad trade-off.
Oh god, no.
No, because some of the games are on there. If you try to find them physically, they cost $50-$60 for just that one game, or buying Nintendo Switch Online and getting it for $60 and have a whole library full.
Right. And I think it's extremely stupid to tie chatting people behind a paywall when there's free options, but it's such a Nintendo way that it's like, yep, should have saw that one.
Yeah, because Fortnite has built-in chat for free in it.
Do you think they're gonna lock that out on Fortnite out of curiosity?
No, that's too much of a moneymaker for them. No, it's a free-to-play game, and you're paying Switch Online for. Wait, do you have to have Switch Online to play Fortnite on the Switch?
I don't know. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead and podcast that shit. But no, you have to pay for it, which is silly to me. That every other thing has it built in for free, or like Christian said, we can just use Discord. I'm not going to pay for something to talk to people about stuff when I can do it for free somewhere else. Plus, the Switch games, as many as party games that they have, Nintendo has been an advocate on couch co-op games. So a lot of times, we're not really going to chat with somebody who isn't already next to us.
You do not need it for Fortnite.
Look at Fortnite paving the way for all of us.
Wow, Nintendo. I have no words.
I can think of a few more words for you. They finally have screen sharing. You can share with your friends.
Yeah, let's talk about that frame rate.
Yeah, so one of the big features for the Switch 2 is now screen sharing with your friends. And it's...
Do you like 5 seconds of frame? God, I hope that was internet quality and not actually the capability.
I don't know. That they showed several different people with, actors with it, and it's a slideshow for sure. So pretty much, screen sharing is you get to share, you cast your screen to a friend's console while they're playing their own game, so you can see what they're doing.
Think about live streaming it to a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the best way I can put it. It's like live streaming to a friend the game you're playing so they can watch you play. And vice versa. They can do it also. The problem is what they showed, the games, even non-powerful demanding games. I think someone was playing Kid Icarus or something. It was NES old school. It was running 1 to 5 frames a second.
Yeah, that was really disappointing. So, the biggest feature they were broadcasting with this screen sharing is you can either all be playing the same game, and at the bottom of the screen it shows your friends' screens, and at the top it has your screen playing. Your screen is playing at its designated frame rate, but your friends were going at such a slow pace it looked like a slideshow.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that concept is cool for online play. I guess see where everybody's at, which is what was it? Screen scoping. Like, remember GoldenEye back in the day? Yeah. Hey, quit looking over here. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Hey, I'm sorry. I have one small corner of the screen, you asshole.
Yeah. And then the other feature is screen sharing your screens while you're playing different games, which that sounds really fun to do. And I like that idea behind it. It's just the fact that it runs so slow.
Bad news. Sony does it, and you can do it on Discord, and they do it better. It's not out, so I'm holding hope that it is better, but...
Yeah, like, we have another 2 months.
Not the best foot forward.
No. I mean, the best foot forward they have is the camera. Did that hurt?
Nope.
No, let's talk about the camera.
$50 for a camera that records at 780p, does shit blur job, almost like you're in Vaseline, covered in Vaseline with how it does it.
Yeah, do you remember like when we first discovered how to Photoshop shit?
Oh my god.
Just take the cut tool and just go around your body and just delete the rest of it. Yeah.
It's not great.
No, it's not. But it's like I said, it's a $50 camera. It's pretty cheap, but it's not too bad.
There's even a cheaper one. It's a Piranha Plant camera,
which is cool looking.
Yeah, 480p
for $30. Little Timmy.
Good news, guys. You can, if you have a Type-C camera, you can use that on the Switch. At least Nintendo thought that out.
Yeah, that's a great backup for it. So the Switch 2 has 2 C ports. Either one can be used for charging, but the biggest feature for the C port at the top is meant for the camera feature. So thankfully, if you have a Type-C camera, you can plug it at the top and work just as fine. Not really too sure how to test it out, if it does erase your background, if that's not baked into the Switch itself. But it is worth a shot with it. And you might have a nice 1080p or 4K resolution to it.
Depends on how Nintendo limits power.
Well, they did talk about the, thank you so much for that. Well, hey, with the camera itself, we do have the built-in mics that drown out background noise. That's on the Switch 2. That's either in your hand or docked at the TV. I don't know how many families that have a TV that's dead close to their face, but I highly doubt that microphone is not going to pick up background noise 20 feet away from you.
Hey, they said it's got built-in noise cancellation. What if other voices kick in?
Yeah, like, little Sarah comes in fucking with Timmy.
Timmy, stop moaning over there. I know she's good.
How old is Timmy? Please tell me he's above the age of 21. Yes, above the age of 21.
I think he's in college.
Right.
Hey, Timmy, come over here and let me ask.
Sarah, no. So the Switch U has a built-in mic. No, in the college setting, I can see that happening.
Hey, pivot. Never mind. I got an answer for that one.
I don't have an answer. I don't have anything for that. I'm sorry.
You went back to answer it.
Yeah. Well, I did. I'm sorry. Little Timmy, how did she taste? I don't know.
How did she taste?
I don't know, Sarah. What do you need?
I think they asked the other way now.
Oh, God.
Hey, you don't know what they're doing in colleges. I don't want to know what they're doing in colleges.
Did you ever go to college?
No.
They do some shit there, son.
Oh, I
They
fucking
learn.
believe that.
They learn and they experiment. Mm-hmm.
You don't need to go to college to experiment, sadly.
No, but it's cooler in college than in high school.
Yeah, you could say you were drunk.
No. Look.
Don't worry. Weren't you experimenting? No, I was drinking.
Look, when we were growing up, that shit was like the cool thing. Like it was just like, oh man, you're into girls? That's fucking cool, man. that's cool. Oh my gosh. Nowadays it's just the norm.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
I'm clicking on that mouse.
Oh wait.
Hey, look how fast my finger going.
Why are your forefingers so strong?
Video games.
I'm great at Mario.
I touched that Italian plumber. So good.
I jump and skip and wahoo all over the place. That pink little peach didn't know what hit her.
She damn blossom down there.
That's quite the mushroom you have there.
Watch it grow.
Yoshi in the background. Ba-dum. Oh shit.
Welcome to Comfy as Bondos, where we talk about Switch 2 and what happens in college.
You let us go.
You're the one that didn't record.
Yeah, I did. We need to get it done. No, just to wrap up the microphone situation, it does have a built-in mic, which the Switch 1 did not have, and I think it's a really good feature. Unfortunately, it's a feature that might not be used if you don't have the Switch Online to pay for it. So it's kind of useless unless there are games that come out that have it.
That's what I was about to just say. It could be like a... what games on 3DS used it? I'm trying to think.
I remember Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah, and it had a mic.
Nintendogs?
Tamagotchi Life?
I guess so. Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of everything else about the Switch, the screen is actually 7.9 inches compared to what the 6.5 of the original 6.2 of the original Switch. And the original Switch was it the original Switch LCD as well? Yeah, so the original Switch and Switch Lite were LCD, and then towards the end of its life cycle, they brought out the Switch OLED, which has an OLED screen on it, which have more vivid colors and darker darks. But the Switch 2 kind of went back to a LCD screen. You're looking at me funny. What?
No, nothing. I'm listening.
Oh, got you. So for the Switch 2, they reverted back to the LCD screen, but they introduced HDR. Christian, what the hell is HDR?
It's definition. Hold on.
High definition resolution.
I think so. Or meaning.
Click, clack, click, clack.
High dynamic range.
Hey.
I was like, I know this one.
There you go. So it makes the colors more dynamic, correct?
It makes darks more dark, lights more vivid, colors more vivid. It essentially brings a picture more to life.
Nice. So that's a cheaper option to the OLED. So that kind of brings down the price of it just a little bit.
We'll get an OLED version.
That'll be $500.
It'll be $575.
Fuck. So the price of the Switch 2 has been a reported $450, which the original Switch was $300, and the Switch OLED was $350.
Yep.
So I mean, $450 is a bit much, but it's not bad.
For $150 I'll just lump in a little bit more. 256 gigs of memory. It's bigger in size. The dock has extra support, 120 frames per second. The new gimmick with the Joy-Cons, which we'll get to in a minute. There's more to it now, so for 150 extra, that's not bad.
No, it's not. The Switch 2 all around is a better improvement on the original Switch. And it's taken a lot of inspiration from the previous handheld computer emulator consoles that I just talked about. So on the real, and those cost $500 upwards to $800. So $1,000?
There's some that cost $1,000.
Jesus. So for that being said, $450, yes, it's steep nowadays, but that's really not bad at all.
No, especially for a console, you don't have to go in and mess with settings on the games really or anything. Whereas those handheld PCs, you do.
Yeah. So with the 256 internal storage, the original Switch was 32. The original Switch was 32.
Yes.
The V2 was, I want to say, 64. And then the OLED jumped up to, I think the OLED was 64.
So, Switch Lite had 32 gigs.
Okay.
OLED had 64. That's where I was like, I don't think the V2 had an upgrade in storage.
No, it had upgrade in battery life. Which, did you see the battery life for the Switch 2?
Yes.
It was, what, 2 to
7 hours.
2 to 7 hours, while the OLED was 6 to 9 hours.
Yes.
But that's because of the screen itself.
Then they had more time to work on it, do things. This has new hardware in it, so that's also going to play a factor.
Gotcha.
Like, great example, the Steam Deck, depending on if you play with settings, could last 10, 12 hours, but if you run higher settings, Elden Ring might only play for an hour. Right.
Which the Steam Deck is also one of those newer handhelds that were based off of the Switch, the original Switch. So, like I said, the Switch 2 internal memory is 256 gigabytes, which is amazing. But the games for the Switch 2 are packing more memory. So that storage might not be too much of what you think.
From what people are saying, no, it's actually really good for the Switch 2.
Really?
So that's kind of why I like how they showed like the lineup of games in the trailer, like compared to they showed the 32 gig.
Yeah.
It only held like 5-ish games. The other one held like 12, if not 15.
Right, which is not a bad start out for the Switch itself.
No.
Now, just like the previous Switch, the Switch 2 does have an external memory you can put into it, a micro SD card. So, but unfortunately, instead of a standard micro SD card, it has to be an express micro SD for the faster upload times for the new games.
Yes.
which the Express hasn't been out for a terribly long time, probably a couple years now. And all I have is another 256 memory, and I think there's a 1 terabyte option out there,
I think you're right on that one.
which they're both a little bit more expensive. Last I saw, at least on Amazon, the 256 was going for 50, $60. And Lord knows what the terabyte was. But I mean, we have somewhat plenty of time to save up for it. And I mean, that's not too terrible.
No, and like I mentioned to you, say you just go for the base model,
Mm-hmm.
not including tax. If you save $50 up every paycheck, you get paid weekly. That is 400 by the time it comes out.
Correct.
So that's just another 50. Now, again, that's without tax. If you want the Mario Kart bundle, which is 500, you need 100. But still, that's not terrible if you manage your money right for it. So if you're actually looking forward to it and everything, now's the time to save properly.
No, correct. I mean, that bundle game is not too bad. So the newest Mario Kart for the Switch 2 is Mario Kart World, and they showcased it whenever they first announced the Switch 2, and along with this direct that happened last week, they gave us more information about it, and it looks amazing.
It looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait, dude.
No, what we love about it is that it is an open world Mario Kart game. So most Mario Karts were just, you pick your player, your kart, and you race 4 tracks, and then that's it. This one has taken a whole new turn on it by having an open world concept to it all, by driving around the whole areas. And what was nice about the map, there are 7 different locations for the map.
Something like that. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, because there are 7 cups, so there's 7 different locations on there. Four different races in each one. And the biggest thing about it, like I said, is open world, is that the races, instead of just going on to the next race through a loading screen, you actually get to drive to the next race. So that you have like an extra mini races in between the big races.
Yes. So it's like elongated races, which is really cool. It adds a new depth to this, how the game works now. Because instead of just loading into the next race, waiting, you're just going again.
Yes.
So that's really cool, honestly. That and the new mechanics.
So every Mario Kart has its different mechanics. Double Dash had 2 kart racers instead of just 1. Mario Kart 7 introduced the gliders, and Mario Kart 8 introduced zero gravity tracks. This one takes all that away and adds rail grinding, as well as wall bouncing, which is insane for a Mario Kart game. What are you looking at?
I was seeing if Nintendo sent me an email.
About what?
The Switch 2. I signed up for their notification.
Like just information or?
When it goes up.
Oh, you're going to be waiting a little bit, cuz.
I know.
As I continue on talking about the Mario Kart 2, while Nintendo while Christian checks his emails, bastard.
I'm doing my job too, asshole. You're the one talking right now.
I was leaving it open for you.
Where are you now?
I was actually.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
You asked for that.
Yeah, I know. With grinding and wall bouncing are brand new features to the game. They took out the gliders, which for the glider aspect for Mario Kart 7 and 8 was when you jump off a ramp, you have a chasm to cross, and it helps you. Obviously, it's a glider, like a parachute, and it takes you across to the next area. They actually replaced it with a plane mode.
That goes into the new feature completely. There is no car customization anymore. They have preset cars that do different speeds, accelerations, all of that. Of course, it depends on what driver you're using, because that will affect into the weight class.
Right, which we haven't seen the entire entirety of the games yet, but so far it looks like each racer has their own designated cart. And normally in the Mario Kart mythos, you can change out different carts, different bikes, your wheels, as well as your glider, and each one affects your stats differently.
No, all the cars are usable by everybody.
Really?
So it will work the same way, but you can't customize the individual little details anymore.
Right. Well, I mean that's not terrible. That kind of takes away from the like how long it takes to pick out something. You just pick your thing and get to the race.
Right.
That's not terrible. But some of the new features for the Mario Kart world, like I said, the driving in between different races, you also have a knockout mode.
Don't be fucking slow, kids.
Yeah. So the game introduces a 24 kart racer. So generally speaking, it used to be 12 racers?
Yes.
Now they doubled it to 24. And for the knockout mode, it's pretty much you need to get to the checkpoint, and the checkpoint has a designated number of people you have to go through across.
Think of Fall Guys. It's the best way I can put it. Fall Guys, only a certain amount of people can go into the next set of mini games. So if you don't meet that requirement, you're out. So say you're doing a race and you're heading to the next checkpoint and you're in 14th place, but you need to be in 9th place. If you do not get to 9th place, you're out.
Yeah. But it kind of sucks, but also it challenges you to be better at the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get good. Fucking scrub.
Oh yeah.
So hey, Demi, I'm gonna hit you with the blue shell. You gonna be fucking gone.
Right. Oh, the blue shell works really quickly now.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So we had just finished watching the Treehouse, Nintendo Switch Treehouse, which is just like their explanation and gameplay of the new games that are coming out, and they were showing off Mario Kart World Tour, and some of the gameplay to show was someone throwing a blue shell. Now my biggest knowledge for Mario Kart is through Mario Kart 8, and the blue shell, you can see it coming from the back, and it kind of hovers around you before it hones in on you, and that's like maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds before it actually does anything to you.
And they have sped that bitch up.
Yeah, like you don't have any time to react.
Oh, dude, they have sped a lot of things up with this one, because it looks like it's only going up to 150 cc.
Maybe more. Maybe 200, actually. 200, 250.
They only showed 50, 100, and 150. That's something I clicked on.
Because 250 was introduced in... No, I said 250. 200 has always been part of it. Since Double Dash, I want to believe. Or Wii. It might be Wii.
I think it might be Wii.
Yeah. But how fast it was...
At 200cc, the fastest version of the game, in a game that requires motion controls.
Yeah, no, you need to be lightning quick to just...
Do you think this one... We kind of glossed over this, but we'll mention it here. Do you think Mario Kart World's going to have mouse control?
Ooh.
I just thought of that.
That'd be pretty fucking cool. So... we never talked about the Joy-Con.
Yeah, no, we just kind of glossed the fuck over that one. I kind of let you, too. I was like...
No, it just flowed together. So the mouse control he's talking about is that the new Joy-Cons now have a second feature. If you put them down on their side, they become mice. Like a computer mouse.
I hate that you said it that way, and my brain went, yep, that makes sense somehow.
Because there's two of them. They work in tandem.
Now I'm starting to see why they picked the wheelchair game.
Exactly. Which makes no fucking sense.
God, no. Hey, you guys want to play as some people in wheelchairs playing basketball? Drag X Drive.
Inclusion. That's a free game. It has to be a free game.
It's not a fucking free game. It's Nintendo. They're making us pay $10 for the fucking tour game.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys remember, let's go back to what, 07? You got a brand new Wii. And if you got a brand new Wii, you got what?
Wii Sports.
Built in, free. Put the disc in. He was loving it. Not anymore.
Yep, you can thank Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah, sure.
It's Reggie.
Hmm.
Daddy Reggie made sure we got Wii Sports included with the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, Nintendo was gonna go, you'll pay money.
Which I guess they did with Wii Sports Resort, but yeah, by that point you knew what you was getting into.
To be honest, it wasn't with the launch of a console.
No, it wasn't.
It was the launch with an accessory.
Yeah. The Switch also should have had a built-in game that showed off the features with it. Was 1-2 Switch.
It was $60.
Yeah, it was $60.
Was it 50 or 60?
Yes.
That's something.
Yeah, and for them to do the same thing again with Welcome to the Switch 2, is that what it's called? We'll just go with it. It's a mini game.
I'll look it up.
There you go.
You hurt my head.
It's a mini game that introduces you to looking at these Switch 2 by showing off all the special features we talked about: the memory, the screen, the magnetic Joy-Cons, everything.
It switched to Welcome Tour. God, why did I forget that?
So almost no different than what I just said. Not mad at you for it, just, huh. And that's probably like $10, $20.
10.
I'm not playing that.
We are buying that and playing it together. And
You want to play an information game, the shit we already know about?
I get to play golf. Hit.
I'd rather pay the $80 for Mario Kart.
Hey, Mario Kart looks worth $80. I agree. Switch Tour? No. $10. Shove that up your ass.
I'm not. Hey, you want to take a tour of your brand new system? I'm holding it. Yeah, but you don't know about the insides. But I'm playing it. But you don't know what to make that magnetic click. This button? No.
Hey, Nintendo, I'm going to go play Astro's Playroom for free.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. So, yeah, the built-in, should have been a built-in game is $10, and Mario Kart World Tour is an astounding $80, which we've heard a lot of complaints about.
Yep. It's going to be a case-by-case situation where they're going to be pricing games, because skipping a little bit further, Donkey Kong Bonanza is only $70, which has been the typical price of games right now. After watching Mario Kart World, waiting for the direct that's going to happen this week, so far I can say it feels like $80 is justified.
Yes, I was against paying $80 for it. I'm on the camp of waiting to get the Switch 2 and waiting to get Mario Kart, just because I don't want to pay $80 for it. But watching,
spend $50 extra with the console to get it digitally.
I don't want it digitally.
I know,
because we're going to eventually want to get it physically.
Yeah.
So why not just spend the 50 with the 30 instead of spending another potentially 80?
It's okay. You don't have to be me. Because I'm going to want to play Mario Kart. I know.
But guess what, though?
Hey.
We get game share.
Hey!
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Won't matter when I'm over at your house and we're playing on the big TV anyways.
True shit. True shit. Hey, guess what, Nintendo? Couch co-op. Who needs game share? Who needs video chat when he's right next to me? But yeah, $80 for a game does sound ridiculous, but at the same time, that's where we're at nowadays. Games are getting bigger, more expensive to make. You know, the time put into it, people need to get paid. And if the game is truly worth it, you will want to pay for it.
Yes, and it makes me interested, I guess is the word I'll use, for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, so before the Switch 2 and all of its prices kind of got released to the public, the biggest thing was wondering how much Grand Theft Auto 6 was going to cost, and they were kicking around the idea of it being $100 game for the base game itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this just kind of adds to. We might see that.
Yeah, but I mean, we've waited, almost 13 years for Grand Theft Auto 6?
Almost 13, yeah.
Yeah, GTA 5 has been on the last 3 generations.
We've waited a decade for this game. What the fuck?
Yeah, so let's hope this is the best GTA ever.
We'll see.
Huh?
It takes place in Miami, basically.
And boy howdy, is Miami a place to be. But speaking of open world games, Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Fuck yeah. The Donkey Dong is back.
Oh, God. I'll let it slide.
Nintendo knows what they fucking did.
Yeah, fuck yeah, they did. So,
Hell, we even watched him lose his pants in the fucking game.
He was wearing pants.
Yes!
And the storm, they got blown off of him.
Yes, sir!
Holding on to a big, thick banana.
Yes, sir. No, he was on a rock at that point. But he did grab a big banana.
He couldn't hold on to it. His grip wasn't tight enough.
Nope.
He got blown away.
Yep. I guess you could say that wasn't some gorilla grip.
We're so much in trouble with this. Why is it so sexually charged?
Because it's us.
This is your cozy daddy speaking. So, not your dummy daddy. So, Donkey Kong Bonanza is the second game that is exclusive to the Switch 2, and it's actually the first DK game, 3D DK game in a long time.
Since Donkey Kong 64 with Rare, yeah.
And I was on the Nintendo 64 back in what, like late 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, and what gave that away? DK64?
I'm just letting people know in case they didn't. We do have some people who might not know.
Mario 64, DK64.
Mm-hmm.
How many games do you 64 on the 64?
64.
Here, I'll give a little bit more context. The reason it was called 64 is because it ran at 64 bits.
Fun facts with Christian.
Wow!
Yes, Donkey Kong. What's it called?
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Donkey Kong Bonanza is open world, and what's nice about it, you can destroy everything.
Practically everything. Most of the world is made to be destructible. They showed that you want to do that in order to get banana gold. It's not straight gold.
Bananium? Is that what they called it?
Yeah, there's bananium also. Which was like the coins.
Yeah, the coin system.
Yeah.
So in this game, it looks like you're playing as Donkey Kong, and a new element has been found, bananium, and you are in a mining crew helping to mine bananium.
Yep, with some motherfucking chimps, and you are a big ass gorilla.
Mm-hmm. But of course, in true DK fashion, before you get too far into it, even the beginning levels, the bad guys show up to fuck up shit.
Yeah, Nintendo, you need to stop giving the furries bait to use.
Are you talking about
that one lady? Yeah.
Yeah. So the new bad guys are called Voidco, and they're still in their own bananium from Donkey Kong, which is a tried and true trope for Donkey Kong games. Someone steals his banana bunch, and he has to go and collect it back.
Yes. You also get a little rock buddy.
Oddrock?
Yes, sir!
Hell yeah. Oddrock is cool as shit. So, watching the showcase for it, as soon as you start the game, within like 10 minutes, it kicks off when you find this little rock buddy that falls out of the sky named Oddrock, and he kind of helps you. He's like your god buddy in the game.
Which, if you've seen South Park, he gives me very specific Ike vibes. Don't kick the fucking baby.
So with it being a destructive world, it does look like you could get lost pretty easily playing around in it. So Oddrock has this nice little ability that if you whistle in game, it actually creates a trail for you to go to your next spot. Mm-hmm. So that's really nice to do.
Yeah. I was wondering with how destructible the environment was, how easily could you get lost? It looks like they rectified that pretty fast.
Oh, yeah, because that game, you can punch everything. That's in the notes. Punch. You uppercut, down punch, side punch, straight punch. I'm not going to say it. I was so close to saying it.
I want it to be known I didn't hear uppercut.
It's an uppercut.
I heard.
Don't say it.
Another word.
Yeah, it ran through my mind too, and that's why I was like, I don't want to say that. I'm on a roll here.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. So.
Monkey punching that way.
Take that. No, some of the new features again. Punching is one of the biggest features it has in Donkey Kong, as well as picking up boulders like the Hulk.
Yes. And you can also Beyblade on the motherfuckers.
You can turf surf. That is a term they used, and you can get pretty far in it before it whittles away.
Yeah. No, it looks like it takes a little bit. Depending on the material you use, it looks like it lasts quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. So there's, like I said, with the destructible terrain and mining, you can pick up different rocks of hard and soft quality and different materials, which is nice. They do have like a scope feature you can use to auto aim and throw it at enemies. But what's nice about it is that the scope actually identifies what materials that you're looking at,
and it tells you if it's sturdy, soft,
hard.
That's what sturdy means, buddy.
Well, I just want to say hard again. Mm-hmm.
Why is the Nintendo podcast so sexual?
Because we're not just Nintendo, baby.
I know, right?
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. I know why it's sexual.
Oh, Mama Pauline? I'll see myself out.
Yep. Because she's not a mommy yet. So...
That is such a fucked up way to phrase that.
It is a little bit.
Oh no!
When we start with Sarah, Little Timmy, now we're on the Pauline. So, and a lot of promotional art that's coming up for it. There has been additional artwork that has a kid version of Pauline with Donkey Kong instead of Oddrock.
Yeah, and I might have called it. Oddrock might turn into Pauline, or Pauline got turned into Oddrock and gets reversed.
Yes. So,
actually, that makes sense because in the gameplay they showed, Oddrock's scared of monkeys.
Yeah.
And one of the things we know about Pauline and Donkey Kong.
Yeah. So Pauline's a character that's part of the Super Mario world for some time. Actually, the old school Donkey Kong arcade game that featured Mario walking up the purple ladders and dodging barrels. Donkey Kong kidnapped Pauline way back when. She has been introduced in a few different games over the different series, but this is the first time that she seems she might be an additional playable character, or I guess a bigger part of the game instead of a NPC.
You know, that actually makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just realized something. The power of Oddrock is voice. What does Pauline do in Odyssey?
She sings. Oh. Ooh, I like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Yeah. So, ooh, what if Pauline is captured and she's just like a she's using she's using Oddrock to like guide Donkey Kong to her actual body.
That's very possible. Also, this might be a prequel game.
Yes, that's another thing that was kicking around. So in Super Mario Odyssey, Pauline is the mayor of New Donk City, which New Donk, Donkey Kong. If you ever played Mario Odyssey, you'll see that each of the street signs, buildings are named after Donkey Kong and his collective bunch. So maybe this destructible world for Donkey Kong Bonanza is the building blocks of New Donk City.
Right. And that kind of feeds into people not liking his new design, which isn't a new design.
No, so the new design for Donkey Kong is very reminiscent of the.
NES design.
Mm-hmm. So he's more cartoony in a sense, more expressionable, as opposed to his rare design that we all have come to know and love, which is more sharper, more muscular.
Right. And the thing that's so fun about that is the original Donkey Kong is Cranky Kong from Country.
Mm-hmm. Which
So,
is Donkey Kong's grandpa, right?
mm-hmm. Which, if that's the case, and this game is a prequel, and that is Kid Pauline. Why would he capture Pauline though? Now I'm like, oh, wait a moment. Is
But
this going to explain why he captures Pauline, and why Mario or whoever or Jumpman has to come save her?
ooh, okay,
Are we getting the backstory of the villain that becomes a good guy again?
maybe, maybe.
Are they doing the fucking Maleficent?
I hope not. I mean, Maleficent was really good, but
Oh yeah, no.
no, that's really good. That's a really good idea for that.
It makes a lot of sense.
What if? All right, stick with me on that. Since we haven't seen any of the familiar characters with Bonanza, what if it's Donkey Kong's dad? Because our Donkey Kong that we all know is Donkey Kong Jr.
But that would imply Pauline that we knew from the original
Hmm.
um, wasn't an adult.
I would say at best she could have been a. Well, she might be. I don't know. But what if it's her daughter? Because it seems like
So are you saying the Pauline we get in Odyssey is a new Pauline?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, think about it this way. Even though Donkey Kong arcade game, it's Donkey Kong. It's not our Donkey Kong. It's technically Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong's grandfather. And then the Mario that we see saving her is Jumpman, which is either Mario's dad or Mario's grandfather.
Yeah. There's so many we could run with on this. This is interesting.
I know.
I just like had that thought and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Because what do you think about it? In Odyssey, why would Pauline, someone who's been kidnapped by Donkey Kong so many different times and so many different iterations, why would she name a city after him? Mm-hmm. Now, a city could be one thing, but a lot of this, like I said, the street signs, the landmarks are based off of Donkey Kong characters.
Right.
So why not it being a new Pauline?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, this new Donkey Kong model, we don't know how old he is, but he looks to be more naive. The more I think about it,
Oh yeah.
so this could be an earlier Donkey Kong that we know, or it could be Donkey Kong's father.
There's so many things I can. I'm wanting to see. And it's gonna be weird if we're like completely wrong on this because it's like, man, you really tricked us.
Yeah, right. I mean, hell, and we won't find out to what July 7th.
Yep.
So a month after the Switch releases.
Oh, sweet. We're going to be playing that on... Dude. That, Big Time Rush, and Superman.
We have a packed June and July.
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck! I gotta do Death Stranding too.
Yeah. So before we recorded, we were looking at some of the upcoming PlayStation games. This is not part of the docket. This is just us just bantering.
Being real for a fucking minute.
Yeah. And we were looking up. It starts off with Doom Dark Ages that comes out in May.
Yep.
And the collection edition for that is like $200.
Yep.
And looking up information, that jumped over to the Death Stranding 2 game, and it's a collection edition that's $230, and it comes out in
June 24th.
Which June 24th, that previous weekend, we're going to OMG Con.
2 days.
And then at the beginning of the month, the Switch 2 comes out
on June 5th.
Yeah, so it's a pack for nerds, right? We're looking good. We're eating good.
Oh yeah, but just to give context, I had a mental breakdown because the Switch 2 is $450. $500 if I want to get Mario Kart with it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say I get the Mario Kart bundle. That way, me and him can out the gate play Mario Kart right away.
Mm-hmm.
Death Stranding 2's collectors is $224. So if I don't get any other Switch 2 game, I am paying $760, $70
before tax.
Nope, that's after tax.
Oh, is that after tax?
Yep, I did the math.
On top of the 3-day voucher for OMG Con, which is, if you don't get it now, it's gonna be $60 at the door. On top of whatever the fuck we buy, and for your case, a hotel room and food for you and your friends.
I usually spend $400 at those places.
So you're looking at over $1,000.
I don't want to fucking talk about this anymore. Hey, how'd FedEx pay you? Not well enough, I can tell you that.
And this is after you come back from vacation.
Dude, $1,000 is. That is about half of my paycheck altogether in a month.
Oh God.
I don't like that. Holy shit. Fucking hobbies suck.
Yeah, look at the words. At least we're not the type of nerds that buy like the $300 like statues.
Yeah.
Which those are really cool to see.
I don't have the room, the space, or the money.
Or the real need.
The want, though, is there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Oh shit, I love it. Some of the more smaller highlights for the Switch 2 that we have seen just getting as we got so real as what Cyberpunk 77 is coming to the Switch.
77? Damn.
Cyberpunk 77, that's right.
2077.
2077. Shit.
I cannot wait to go through that game again on the Switch. It is one of CDPR's best games. It is a first person
instances.
I know, ain't?
No.
First person open world shooter melee combat game. It has ya boy Keanu fucking Reeves,
AKA John Wick.
You're gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And you also get motherfucking Idris Elba in the DLC.
AKA Bloodshot.
I was going for more Knuckles.
Oh, I should have said Shadow then. Keanu Reeves.
Oh, that's
Shadow.
right. I forgot. The reunion we never expected. Oh, 2077. You play as V, either male V or female V. It doesn't matter. You can have both. Any genitalia you want. Any genitalia you want. And you get implant yourself with a chip on a heist mission that goes wrong. And you get left for dead. That's what I'll kind of say there. But that's where Johnny Silverhand, a.k.a. Keanu motherfucking Reeves, comes in and is like, why the fuck am I here? And you just go
wake
from there.
Up, samurai.
That line is not said in the fucking game.
Is it not?
Nope.
Oh, wasted.
I don't think it is. I'll have to replay through it again, but I never got it. So,
some of the fun things about 2077 is that it was always hoped or dreamed for it to be on the Switch. Now it has ran on all these other previous handhelds that I mentioned earlier, but for the fact it's on the Switch, on this little ass cartridge, the entirety of the game plus its DLC is on the Switch, and that's from the director itself for himself.
Yeah, they paid for the highest end cartridge because they wanted most of the data on cartridge. Yeah. So it'll still have a download in the end of the day for the rest of it, but most of it is on the cartridge.
Oh yeah. Now we don't know what the price point is for it, but watching some of the gameplay, it's really nice.
It's running at 40 frames.
That's not bad. That's really good.
And the biggest thing that took a hit was hair physics, supposedly.
Which you're playing it first person anyway, so it's...
Well, I mean, other people's hair. Not everyone's bald.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not everyone's Wade Barnes.
Oh.
Shots fired! Wade, sponsor me. I want to be undistractable.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree there, Captain.
No, we've been really fucking random this episode. I can say it was fucking distracting.
This is only our second episode, so we're doing really good for ourselves.
I mean, episode 3?
We don't... Look, episode 0, which is what it's meant to be, was a trial run. And obviously we're making it to episode 2, which is official, and we're making it work.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, buddy, when you made the typo.
At least you caught it. I know it's episode 2. I've posted that as episode 2. Okay? So, as long as they believe it's episode 2, we can believe it's episode 2. Regardless of what I put on this document. This is just so we won't get lost.
It's a piece of fucking paper is what you're telling me.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's move on to something that just completely wrecks your asshole.
Elden Ring?
Elden Ring. Back to that nail in the scrotum.
Oh, God. Now in handheld mode.
Yes, sir. Got a closer range.
Mm-hmm. So what was on some people's bingo card was having Elden Ring on the Switch too.
Yeah, I mean it was leaked heavily.
No, just like Cyberpunk, it probably took a little bit of hits to it, but it looks really good.
No, most definitely. It's getting new content. So new armors, there's cosmetics for Torrent. I think new weapons also. Probably the Master Sword.
I can see that.
No, because other consoles are getting these new items too. So
I could see a Nintendo Switch themed stuff.
Oh, you mean like the Keyblades from Kingdom Hearts 3?
Oh, that's a burn. No, hey, let's get the Reminded DLC that gives you the Keyblades that should already been in the fucking game.
They're not good.
Did you want?
They were $3. They were basic ass Kingdom Keys.
Oh, the Star Seeker?
No. The Xbox, the PlayStation themed Keyblade.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Those were called the Star Seekers. So when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, it depending on what system you got and where you pre-ordered it, you got a code for a different Keyblade. And each one, it was the exact same fucking thing. The only thing that was different is what magic it was based on. So if you got a PlayStation, you got a blue Star Seeker that was good in
magic.
Yeah, it's good in Magic, and it was heavily based in Ice Blizzard.
I think so.
And then if you got the Xbox, you got a green one, and that was good for either healing or fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you pre-ordered through Amazon Prime and you got the game, you got a code for it, and I think it was Thundera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fucking stupid. And after the fucking game, they had the Reminded DLC. What's Reminded DLC takes place in the middle of the final boss battle game that you have to beat, and then you have to go back and be like, oh, this is how we got here, which it should have been in the fucking game to begin with. And then they give you, hey, here's Oathkeeper, here's Oblivion game Keyblades that should have already been in the fucking game to begin with. That's a series staple.
Hey, remember there unlocks for Kingdom Hearts 3 because I think the DLC added New Game Plus.
Yeah.
And what's even fun about this information? Those Keyblades were purchasable later for $3 a piece.
Why would I want to purchase a Keyblade that should already been in the game since the beginning?
Not only that, they're only good at the beginning of the game. They're not good Keyblades.
No.
And I mean, you can No, I don't know if you can upgrade those ones.
No, can you upgrade?
I don't know if you can upgrade those specific ones. I never used them.
After I beat the game.
But back to Elden Ring, that might hopefully have a Master Sword.
I can see more Ganon's armor if anything else.
Twilight Princess armor.
Peak.
But oh God, I can't wait. Actually just beat the final DLC boss with my friends that we've been playing all the Souls games through.
Mm-hmm.
Constantine.
One more time.
Radon.
That didn't say shit about Constantine.
Nope. I'm trying to say the word that goes in front of Radon's name for this DLC version of Radon.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. I never thought I'd have a fucking sun thrown at me.
I'm sorry?
Just know you can't block it, buddy. I tried.
You keep talking.
But we just finally beat it, and going for the platinum, of course, but it's going to take a small break. I guess I'm going back in June. Well, actually, we don't know. Elden Ring isn't... Cyberpunk's going to be a release date game, but Elden Ring isn't. We don't know when it's coming out this year.
Oh, for the Switch 2?
Yeah.
No idea. But we know it's going to be this year.
So, I can't wait. I'm really excited to see what weapons and armor they add.
Oh, yeah. How do you spell Radon?
R-D.
You say R-D?
No, I meant R-A-D.
R-A-D. Because I want to... Oh, found it. Because I really want to see, like, this dude, like, throw shit at you.
Well, no, what if I say he's the sun?
It's the sun?
He becomes the sun.
Hold on, sun. S-U...
Man jumps up in air and fires himself from God knows where in the sky and impacts your ass, gets up, and says, "You done?"
What are you talking about, son? This is crazy.
I'm not joking. Also, if you die by the grab attack, you get an emote.
Oh.
I found that out.
Oh, shit!
I wasn't joking.
Oh my god.
I wasn't joking. He does that move in his original boss fight too. That one's more deadly.
Dog. He just, out of nowhere.
Jumps up in midair? Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Like, I'm just fast forwarding through these videos to see someone else playing it, and you just see, like, this small dot just get bigger.
He also fires 2 other ones before he hits you.
Jeez.
He's the motherfucking sun.
And you want me to play this with you?
Yes.
Christian, you have to carry me this entire time.
Oh, that'd be fine.
You know how many times I'll die?
It's fine.
No, it's not.
You'll get good.
No. He killed the horse. Oh.
Oh, is he using torrent? actually is he using purple or white?
Purple.
That's his original fight.
That's his original fight?
That's his original fight.
Oh, no. There's more. What is that? Oh, it's a cutscene. Oh, I just saw a laser shoot through the sky and I got nervous. I'm not even in the game.
By the way, fun fact, the horse he's riding on, that's named Leonard.
Leonard?
I think it's Leonard. Hold on.
Oh, that's funny. They have... Oh, Feeble King. That's the dude who shit on Devil May Cry. Bastard.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Leonard. Leonard is his horse's name, and he learned cosmic magic in order to be able to ride Leonard. Because he didn't want to hurt his horse.
He cares so much.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he fighting you?
Because you're kind of fucking shit up.
Yeah. The hero who thinks he's doing good and realizes he's not.
I mean, there is an ending call where you side with madness, so... Leonard is typed as a boss. Roll mount. God, thank you, Extra Life. Oh, wait, no, this is just the fandom page. But, yeah. No. I get to experience that shit on Switch, too. Yeah.
Dude, well, along with another FromSoft, we're getting Duskblood.
The Duskbloods, yes. So this is a vampire, heavily inspired Bloodborne game?
Yeah.
But it's a multiplayer game. It is PvPvE. So it's player versus environment.
Go on.
We don't know much more than that. We know it's 8 players.
Uh-huh.
It's got a hub base.
Yeah.
And you don't create a character, you pick from a character selection.
Oh, okay.
And there's upgrades and stuff like that for these characters. So where Elden Ring Night Rain is more of a what the fuck is it called?
It's a on
roguelike.
Yeah, roguelike.
Elden Ring Night Rain is more of a roguelike. This, I guess, is more of a escape from Tarkov or something, where you go in, maybe get better gear, and then escape. I don't know. But it's also got, like, be the last one standing, which is very Battle Royale-esque.
Yeah.
I want to see gameplay of it, honestly. Like, actual full-on gameplay.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, like, it's a Switch 2 exclusive, too. Which is crazy to think about.
2026.
Yeah. We've been wanting Bloodborne 2 or a remaster of Bloodborne 2, and this is their answer to Sony.
Who knows what's going on?
Fuck it. I'm down.
I don't know if it's a Sony thing, a FromSoft thing, a both thing. Who knows?
Hey, at least the Switch 2 is getting more out the gate than the original Switch.
For third party? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, the original Switch launched with just 7 games, 2 of which were first party, which was Breath of the Wild and...
Arms was first party.
Yeah. And then just, what?
Yeah. Speaking of Arms...
Yeah?
It's getting a Switch 2 upgrade, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. I can deal with that. That means we're gonna have another Arms attachment then.
Yeah, hopefully we get Arms 2. That means
Arms 2 that you can actually move around and they do more with.
It's still a fun game.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, it's Punch Out for us right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's more variety than Punch Out, but Punch Out.
Yeah, I mean, you can move around. You have a person, and you can customize your arms too, which I like the most. Which is crazy to think that for Smash Bros, they went with Min instead of Arm Man.
I want to play as Noodle Girl. Fucking leave her alone.
No, I'm not mad about it. I love it. But it's crazy that all the most of the people in Smash Bros are like main characters in their games. And then Jumpman is Arm Man? Like the main character for Arms.
I think they have cover characters. I think there's a difference.
Well, the cover character, because Spring Girl is the other one. It has to be Arm Man. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
No, because you brought up Smash, and my brain went to Rob. And
Rob.
then...
No, but I'm just saying, like...
Sephiroth isn't a main character.
No, but Cloud's in it. Springman. That's his name. Springman.
I'm thinking... dude, they have way too many fighters in Smash.
Yeah. Like, Springman is a summon. And then Min is a playable character.
Everyone likes the little girl.
She's kind of thick, though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it. Twintella? She is thick. The chick that fights with her hair?
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
Is it bad? I was just thinking of ramen, thinking about squishy sounds.
Making them... You just want something in your mouth.
Wait, we did this joke last episode?
That's what I was thinking about.
Do a circle.
Look at this. 1, 2.
Let's see if we can go for 3.
We'll make it that far if we don't get canceled.
Oh.
Last few things for the for the Switch 2 we're gonna talk about real quick. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Not just remake integrate. We got the fucking DLC.
On the cart?
That's a better question, actually.
Yeah. So once again, a game that was on some people's bingo card this year was Final Fantasy VII Remake on the Switch, which is crazy to hear about because it came out during 2020, correct?
Yep.
So Final Fantasy VII Remake has been in development for 13 years, along with Kingdom Hearts 3 when it was announced, and then put away on the shelf for a long time. If you've ever played original Final Fantasy VII, that came out on the Super Nintendo? No, PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was thinking about other Final Fantasies. And you played as Cloud Strife going against Sephiroth. But that older game was a more turn-based game.
ATB, active time battle. You actually have a little time gauge telling you when you can attack. Enemies actually work off the same time gauge. It's just invisible. It doesn't tell you the same thing. So you're working off an ATB and you're planning out your attacks while that's going on. Yeah.
So for the remake, it brought into modern graphics. You can choose between either having the turn-based system or a free action game where you actually run around and attack the enemies as often you see fit.
So it doesn't work like typical turn-based, even in the turn-based mode. It pauses a lot more, but the ATB gauge is still in the game. You just normally attack, and then when your ATB gauge fills up, you can do fire, blizzard, thunder, use a potion, use a special move. But you also have limit gauges, which are your special attacks that you'll unlock as you go throughout the game.
Yeah, that's fair. And with the remake, it does change up the story quite a bit if you're more familiar with the Final Fantasy VII gameplay for it, which I think is really nice. So for that to be on the Switch, which was released on the PS4 and on the PS5.
Yeah, it integrated.
Yeah.
Was a PS5 exclusive till PC. Fuck.
I know all these P words.
Hey, no fucking shit.
You can't say these P words in your mouth for too much.
I don't want the pee in my mouth.
Bailey was showing this video earlier of these babies.
No, we don't start it with babies.
Well, no, let me tell you. It's funny because baby's trying to learn how to talk. And the mom's like, say happiness. I penis.
Don't say happiness. Don't say happiness.
So now that's just a new thing. I'm going to start integrating in my limited vocabulary. Are you happy? Yeah, my penis. And I penis that Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be on the Switch too.
He got your pee-pee on his brain.
Hey man, look. Cloud is dressed like a girl, and
He does dress up in a dress.
yeah, he does.
Why? He threatens to cut off some guy's nuts.
That's a big ass sword for that delicate swipe.
I didn't say a vasectomy would be easy.
Didn't say it was not going to be gory. There it is.
The man deserved it.
That is fair. One of the other fun things about Final Fantasy 7 being on the Switch 2 is that in the trailer, we could get Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, which is the sequel game to Remake.
They actually had a little thing saying, stay tuned for more updates with the Remake trilogy, which means probably Rebirth, and then eventually we'll get the third game after it's already released.
Yeah, so...
Or it could be a simultaneous release, because Rebirth came out last year. We're at least 3 to 4 years left.
Yeah, so I mean, we're coming up to the end here. And so far, they have been releasing different Final Fantasy games on other systems that involve the 7 mythos.
Even mainline title 16 was a PS5 exclusive.
Yeah.
Were we getting a 16 on Switch 2?
Maybe. We're getting...
Hey,
look,
5?
we are getting Street Fighter 6, which is a PS5, not exclusive, but modern
PS5 and Xbox Series, yes.
Yeah.
And we're getting motion controls.
And amiibos.
Let's go with the amiibos. Motion controls are going to be fucking weird.
Yeah, they do some fucking shit on there. Yeah. So, Street Fighter 6, like I said, has come out on the PS5 and Xbox, which is as a side-scrolling fighter game for Capcom. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. For later on. So for it to be on the Switch, how graphically intense it is, and online play, which Nintendo is not that big on, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yes.
And having motion controls with a game that fighters to do backflip and summon out Dragon Ball Z moves, it's gonna be very intense.
Dragon Ball Z moves?
The Hadouken?
I'm looking up when Tekken came out, and then I'm looking up when Kamehameha came out. Hold on. We settle on this because...
You tell me that Hadouken is not a fucking Kamehameha? The Shoryuken, fucking a 3-hit punch that has fire coming off at the end of it?
I'm finding this out first.
Yeah, no, that's some Dragon Ball Z shit right there, my friend. Well, he's looking up that.
1987.
For what?
Street Fighter.
Okay. So when did Dragon Ball... Yeah, Dragon Ball, because that's when the first Kamehameha wave was introduced.
That's Z.
It had been in the 80s.
I need Dragon Ball. I don't need Z.
Yeah, no, Z Z was in like the 90s.
84?
84 for Dragon Ball?
Yeah, because it looks like it ended in 95.
So, yeah. Let's just call it early 80s. That you get your first introduction to the Kamehameha wave.
But the Hadouken isn't like really the...
It doesn't have to be the same thing.
I'm not saying it's the same or anything like that. It's just like, one is like a ball, the other one's a beam.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, if you have motion controls, like, obviously, Street Fighter is among the technical fighter games. So you have to put button combinations in for certain moves. So you have to do that for the Hadouken. So think about just having motion controls, and you're just like, up, ha! Like, would it be that easy? Just put your arms back and shoot them forward with the Joy-Cons in your hand and shoot a Hadouken?
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Also, with Street Fighter 6, you have your veteran and your easy mode, correct? So your veteran mode are your 6 different button presses for one action combos, and then your easy mode are your 2 to 3 buttons.
Right. This is a rabbit hole.
Oh, what'd you find?
So I looked up, was the Hadouken inspired by the Kamehameha?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Wikipedia. I'm trying to find other things to see if I can like actually source it. But supposedly originally was credited as an energy attack called the Haido.
Mm-hmm.
The wave motion gun from the 1970s anime space battleship Yamato.
Okay.
That's what it was inspired by.
I'm with you so far.
I know. I'm looking it up now. Oh, I know this anime.
Huh?
Huh.
Oh, we've gone down something fucking fierce.
I'm gonna have to look into this more.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, with those motion controls, it's gonna be intense doing that, and I really hope. Oh.
1974.
Oh, it's the year I was born. No, wait. You said
74?
Yeah, I'm an old soul, baby. I thought you said 94. I'm sorry.
I guess Black really doesn't crack.
Smooth as the day I was born, bitch. I really want to see if they OMG Con and EvoCon introduces the Switch version to the video game battles and give people the option to use motion controls.
That's a great question. That'd be fun.
Oh, it would be hilarious to see.
I don't know if they'll do it with the price point that that it is, though. That's the issue.
They might. I mean, they might have just one Switch there, but still, just more like just trying out Switch 2 games. As for regular Switch games, yeah, you might want to keep your original Switch on that note.
Yeah, it's a guessing game if they'll have all the games working fully at launch.
Yeah, so Nintendo has put on their website that there are select games that will run fine on the Switch 2, which will more likely be the AAA Mario, Zelda's games. As for the third-party games, not so much. So they have a chart that kind of issues like how much is going on. So for Nintendo games that are working at 100%, no issues when testing, is 122. No, other games, that run at 100%, nothing wrong with them, to they started or still in testing processing, all the way down to issues starting up, issues in the mid game or not complete at all, is over 15,000. And that was of April this month. And we're 13 days in. I would say for right now, if you were to get a Switch 2 on release date, I would recommend keeping your older Switch just to play all of your third-party Switch games as well as some of your online games.
What's funny is the partner games are the only ones with issues were found. But Nintendo has the only list with non-compatible games, which is like the Ring Fit-Fit-Cher 1-2 Switch.
Right, and those games were based using the original Joy-Cons.
Interesting. So Nintendo Switch Sports is on there. It doesn't support the leg strap accessory, so it's not possible to play the soccer mode.
Right.
But is that listed as a game that doesn't work? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Ring Fit Avenger can be played on Switch 2. These are games that can be, but you need the original Switches.
Yeah. So one of the bigger one of the extra things about the Switch 2,
Labo works on it.
Who?
Labo.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use your original Joy-Cons and your original Pro Controllers with the Switch 2. Now they won't connect, because it's the Switch 2 has a magnetic, and the Switch 1 is clip-ons, but you can still use them for the original one. So, like I said, more Nintendo-built games will work pretty much fine on the Switch 2, It's all your third party games that might not. And if you're like anything like us and you have multiple controllers or accessories with your Switch, with your original Switch, it might be best to just go ahead and keep your original Switch as a backup or playing your older games and keeping all your games, keeping your keeping your games on your internal memory and such. While the Switch 2, you play some of the newer games and more of the enhanced games. Which speaking of enhanced games, some of the Zelda games and Metroid games are actually being updated for the Switch. So during the showcasing, they're showing us like 3 different versions of games. So you have the Nintendo Switch version of the game that can play on the Switch 2. You have the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of that same game, which is a brand new $60 to $80 rebuy that's rebranded for the Switch 2. Or if you already have that game, you can get a $20 upgrade fee to it, and you can get all the newer features and newer graphics for that game.
Is it 20 or 10?
I've heard both. I'm leaning towards 20, just how everything is put in price so far.
Give me a second, I'll find out.
You're good. Some of the games that we're talking about will be like Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Now, those are 2 games that came out for the original Switch, but you can put them into the Switch 2, and you can get the better graphics. So just like a PS4 and the PS5, it'll run faster and better. But if you don't update it to the newer edition, you're not gonna get the full effect of it. So for using Breath of the Wild as an example, you can buy the Switch 2 version of it, which is another $60, $70, and you automatically have the newer graphics to it and the faster processing. Or if you already have a Breath of the Wild for the original Switch, you can get the upgrade pass to it, which is an additional $20 that you will be able to get the newer graphics and the newer processing, which is still fun, but it is a 8-year-old game, and you've played it. People have played it so many different times that doing it again with just new graphics is not enough for me personally to buy it, rebuy it again. And the same thing goes for Metroid Prime 4 and Kirby and the Forgotten World.
So for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, they're $10 unless you have the Switch online.
Mm-hmm.
They have not said anything about anything else.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm thinking it's going to be $10 for most of them if they're pricing those 2 specifically, because it's Zelda.
Yeah.
And Zelda usually has a tax on it.
Right.
So
I mean, $10 for a $60 and $70 game, that's not bad at all for an update for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Because Mario Party Jamboree with the Jamboree TV, $80 apparently. Same with Kirby Forgotten Land and the Star-Crossed World, it's $80. That one might be $20. Because it... I'm trying to see if I can find more information. Because that one has DLC with it, so I wonder.
With Kirby?
Mm-hmm.
It might be the same with Jamboree then.
Yeah.
Because Jamboree introduces a whole new slew of mini games.
Some weird ass mini games.
Yeah. So, Mario Party Jamboree is the newest Mario Party that's come out recently for the original Nintendo Switch. Now, Jamboree Plus TV introduces brand new mini games for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's microphone and a new camera ability. So not only if you already have the game, which is $60, buying a brand new console that's $450, buying an additional camera that's $50, and then either paying the game again for $80 or getting the $10 to $20 upcharge fee to play these few new games. Once again, I say keep your original Switch for right now And then if you decide to get a Switch 2, just for those little mini games, if you're into that stuff, go for it. But I say get a Switch 2 for new games, not playing older games that have a little touch to it. I feel like those can come a little bit down the road, especially one that requires you to have another accessory with it that you will half-ass use.
Nintendo has their own little thing that gives context on these upgrades too.
Oh yeah, what do they say?
It's talked about like Metroid and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But since EA only says improved performance with high frame rates and resolution, it doesn't give details. Oh no.
That's all people care about nowadays is frame rates and graphics. It has to look real. Who cares about a story? Who cares about mechanics?
I wish I would give more information. I'm curious.
You're a curious little squirrel. Well, along with just exclusivity of the Switch 2, we're getting GameCube games on the Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, starting out with Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and motherfucking Captain Falcon. A homeboy is returning.
That your mouse was screaming at that last one.
Mm-hmm.
You were reading, weren't you?
No.
Oh, okay, that's fair. So the GameCube games we're referring to as part of the Nintendo Switch Online service package that I mentioned earlier. So along with, it's part of the expansion pack that comes with the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and N64 and Sega games. The GameCube games, which everybody has been familiar with for the last 5 years, is only exclusive for the Switch 2, which unfortunately makes sense because how hard GameCube games are to emulate. So, what?
Not really. GameCube emulations existed for 5 to 10 years now.
Yeah, but not greatly on these current handhelds that we have been getting here the last few years.
I've gotten better.
Yeah, they've gotten better now. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the Switch Online games are emulations. They aren't just plug it in and then we're streaming it to it. They're all emulations.
Oh, you mean like PS3?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with them emulating GameCube games on the Switch 2, it makes a lot more sense. And it does suck that you had to get the Switch 2 to get that. But at the same time, if it runs really good on that, which we have seen with some of the hands-on experiences that are happening right now, and currently, I think in New York. New York was the first.
New York already ended.
It ended? Okay.
I can't think of where they're going next. California, maybe?
Yeah. So there are events going on, pop-up events that have hands-on experiences with the Nintendo Switch 2. It was a raffle that came out a few months back, and they're currently going all the way up to right past the release date for the Switch 2. And they're showing all the games to talk about: Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Breath of the Wild, and Cyberpunk. Along with that, you have the GameCube emulations, and they seem to be working pretty well on there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero are the first 3 games in the wave of so many more beloved games that are coming out for the GameCube games.
Like the Coliseum and Gala Darkness.
Which are $150 games, respectively, by themselves.
And Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, which is a $250 game.
Ooh. But we got Luigi's Mansion on there, which is a $60 game by itself.
Might be cheaper now.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, so far, if you're looking to get a Switch 2, you're looking at paying a pretty good penny for it.
Quite a bit of content, though, to be honest.
No, without a doubt. I think, even though it's coming out in the summertime, I can see it as a Christmas special, and I see another bundle coming in for Christmas, if not as sales.
Donkey Kong bundle.
Donkey Kong bundle.
Can we get Diddy's Conquest with it?
Titty's Conquest with it? Yeah, of
Diddy's.
course. Not that Diddy. Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong.
Donkey Dong with Diddy.
It's bad boy for life.
Oh no.
Oh, Diddy and Luigi had one hell of a year last year. Oh shit. You wanna talk about Devil May Cry?
Oh fuck yeah. So, Devil May Cry is a new anime that just dropped on Netflix that has already been confirmed to have a season 2.
It released what, April 3rd?
April 3rd.
Yeah.
And
8 episodes, 30 minutes.
I watched it in one night. I could not stop myself from binging it.
I watched it 3 different times. Or the first 2 episodes, 3 different times.
I rewatched the first 2 episodes last night.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely love it.
No, it's really good. Christian, please explain to the audience what Devil May Cry is.
So it is. We'll start with the game because it's going to be the easiest way to transition into the anime.
Mm-hmm.
It is a game where you play as Dante, who is a demon hunter, who is the son of Sparta, who was a knight for Mundus, who was the demon king. Sparta betrayed Mundus and sealed the demon realm from the human realm. Now, where it gets fun is Sparta fell in love with a human woman and gave birth to Dante and Virgil.
2 twin boys.
2 little twin boys with a lot of attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that leads us into the anime. That is the video game backstory. The anime covers it decently well. So it follows 2 different characters, Dante and Lady, or Mary. Most of the people know her as Lady from the games, but her name is actually Mary Arkham. It is such a fun ride from start to finish, in my opinion.
Yeah, as for someone who's never played the Devil May Cry series but would like to one day, I think it's a really good introduction and an overall experience for the games itself.
Yes, considering the games didn't get much of the story until 4 and 5. They didn't become a focal point until around 4 and 5.
Right.
And I would even argue 5 is when the story really kicked into play.
Mm-hmm.
But, 3 had a little bit. 1 has very minimal. I'm playing through 2 right now. It's very minimal. So it's the anime is doing its own thing. And it's kind of nice. And there's a lot of bullshit behind that, apparently, for some people.
Yeah, the internet is very opinionated when it comes to the Devil May Cry franchise. So Devil May Cry has been around since the PS2 era for 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5 has released on the PS4.
4 was a PS3 game and a 360 game.
Okay.
And by the way, GameStop, hire better people to do research because Devil May Cry 4 was the first Devil May Cry game to be featured on an Xbox. Fun fact.
Why should I not GameStop?
Because their ads suck shit when 5 was coming out.
You know they half-ass shit.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Oh, yeah. So the fanboys have been screaming about how bad the anime is because in storytelling fashion for Devil May Cry, the games are somewhat out of order. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it goes 3, 1, anime, the original 2008 anime, 2, 4, 5.
2 should be after 4, but that's a slight nitpick.
Yeah.
Thank you, Capcom, for screwing the timeline up more.
Oh, yeah. So with the Netflix Devil May Cry series, it takes elements of the entire history of it and puts it into a easy to digest anime. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I don't have any prior knowledge of it. Christian does.
Yes, and it had a lot of references to the games. So you had Cavalier from Devil May Cry 5 as one of the demons that shows up. You have Plasma from Devil May Cry 1. You have Echidna from Devil May Cry 4. And then you have where they're bumbling asses. Um, Agni and Ruda from Devil May Cry 3.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little bit of the Devil May Cry 3 story and applies it to the show, but changes it up enough. I don't want a retelling of Devil May Cry in the anime. I like it being something new because it has a little bit more fun. It can play it a little bit more loose while also having some of the guidelines. It's still following Sparta is their dad. Sparta betrayed Mundus. Mundus is the Demon King. Lady has a father who gets embroiled with demon kind in some form or way.
Mm-hmm.
Ends up killing her mom. So you get that. You get Lady being very gun ho and distrustful of demons, which is something from the game. So it's like there is aspects of the games just reworked for a more storytelling approach.
No, and that makes it much easier. Actually, my fiance, who does not care for anime at all, actually sat down and watched it with me, and she said she liked it. And again, that's somebody who again doesn't like anime or does not know the games even existed.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to show her When They Cry after this.
When They Cry?
Higurashi.
Oh, well, yeah. Little fun fact next to that, like, I found out she likes more gory or strongly based animes. So
and,
that.
And that's why Higurashi is going to be her next one.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be squeamish all the way through. That's going to be fun.
I don't like it.
You're welcome.
No, you're not. But no, for some of the, I guess, Devil May Cry purists that have voiced their opinions, which is fine. There's their opinions. They can say what they want. But the hate that comes towards Devil May Cry, it's unnecessary. It's unwanted.
I've been through it before. DMC Reboot was a thing that people hated and I loved. So
yeah, like looking at the reviews online, even just looking up for the podcast, it was really hard to find anybody that like had more constructive criticisms because most of them that we saw were just based on it's not like the games. It's not like the games. This character Dante's not. You know, he's too goofy. He has to be more serious. He has to be more agile than this. Like it's a fresh introduction. It's in a different world entirely. It's not canon to anything.
Which one of the things they legitimately do bring up is that they haven't seen higher grade demons. They're used to dealing with lower level threats. And so being introduced to high end demons where they have to go out a little bit more and try and not succeed at times is really unique. They also try to humanize Dante a little bit more because he is a very joke heavy character. He is a joke heavy character in the games.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for 5. I mean, he does the Michael Jackson dance in 5. Come on. Like, I don't understand that argument with him just being a goofball. I get it. It's like, it's a little jarring. But, like, literally makes one-liner jokes. And it's like, well, he's always been able to back it up. And I'm like, even in 3, he was already a trained demon hunter. That is something we know. We also know demons are a little bit more frequent in the in Devil May Cry universe.
Yeah, so seeing him in the Netflix anime, he is combat efficient. Some of the characters involved with it, the United States military is after him. They even have Darkcom. I'm sorry, have documents on him saying that he is combat ready. We have characters that show up here and there. They even have worked with Dante, off screen past moments that have said like he's efficient in hand to hand gunplay and the sword play.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what gets in most is like in anime, Dante doesn't know he's half demon.
Yes, and Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 1, I also think toys with it a little bit. I'm trying to remember Devil May Cry 1's story. There's not much story in Devil May Cry 1.
Right.
There's enough to be a story, but it's not a whole lot. It plays with those kind of terms about him not really knowing he's a demon or something like that. So it's like, now this is the first time it's been like he's completely oblivious to it. He doesn't realize, or he doesn't at least want to believe he is.
No, because I guess spoilers for spoilers for the Netflix, he lost his mother and brother in a fire when he was a kid. So most part he's raising he's raised himself on his own, but not knowing who his father was, so believing he was just more superhuman than everybody else. And even in one of the fights, he gets shot dead in the chest with a shotgun, holes straight through, and he heals up fine. Everybody's taken back by it. He's like, "Yep, I heal easy. It's like I'm superhero."
Yeah, and it's just like Dante is playful and everything, and it's like we're also seeing a very young, and he's learning about the demon world just like we are in this show.
Yeah, he's aware demons exist. He does take odd jobs to defeat demons, and he believes demons are bad. That's it. So as the anime continues and he starts learning more and more about demons and his heritage, he realizes that maybe there are good demons, especially if he's the son of the demon that rebelled against the demon world and saved the human world.
Right. And I get it, like, lady cussing a lot of people have problems with, and I can get that. But rewatching it, she's in the military, essentially. She's very gung-ho. I don't think it's out of character. I get where people think it's out of Lady's character, but again, it's a different rendition of Lady.
Yes, like I said, I have more familiarity with Lady from the video games, but from the show itself, she's that hardened, strong boss bitch type of character, and it's her way or no way. But with her cussing and stuff, as the anime progresses, she starts getting more and more, I guess, softer in a sense, because she's always been told demons are bad. You do your job, you go home. That's it. They even show her in a backstory that she's exactly like that. But there's a moment in one of the in the second half of the season that she realizes that not all demons are bad, and she tries to save them. So, that's character growth right there, especially towards the very end of the last episode. She's more willing to work with Dante than she is just trying to take him in.
Right, and I just had a thought, and you're going to laugh at this, but everyone's acting like this is a Velma situation. A show that disrespects the source material, doesn't understand the source material, and acts like it's total dog shit. Velma is dog shit. It doesn't understand. All those things is true about Velma. It is not true about Devil May Cry.
No, Devil May Cry is a love letter to the series itself. And for someone who's been watching video game movie adaptations, Sonic, Mario, Detective Pikachu, just to name a few, they have history behind those games. Well, behind those games. So for Mario specifically, having all these characters pulled in for over what 20-something games, 35 years into the movie, genius, perfect. It's fine. It works very well, cut and dry.
It adds context because me and you talked about this, and it's like playing a remake, playing a reboot. Yeah, that's fine. But do you really want to see... Because, like, Last of Us is a great example of this. It is retelling the story. But I think that is more for people that don't play the games.
Right.
Whereas, like, the Devil May Cry anime is telling a more... it's adding elements. It's changing things up a little bit, but it's staying core to its element. And people don't like that. But people don't also want a retelling. It's weird to me because Castlevania, the show, did so well. And it's taking the history of Castlevania and creating something new.
Yeah, Castlevania was just, you play as a Belmont, you beat Dracula or
Simon,
whatever.
Trevor, Richter, Gabriel from the reboot series.
Yeah, I mean, as the later games come on, yeah, they kind of have more of a story to them, but based off the earlier games, it was cut and dry. You just beat the enemy, beat the level, keep going. That's it.
Yeah, and when PS2 was coming up, games were still trying to understand how to do stories in games. I mean, the reason games like Okami didn't do well is people didn't care for that kind of art form yet.
Yeah.
So, I think it's stupid. It's fucking ridiculous, honestly. And Devil May Cry fan base is just every time it pops its head up, it's really fucking toxic. I've noticed.
Oh yeah. I'll say on a more positive note, the animation is gorgeous.
It has some bad CGI, mainly on the highway scene, where it has good transitions into 2D. I will say that. I did notice that.
Yeah.
But parts where it's him on the bike on 3D, it looks a little Matrix Reloady highway scene, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can see that. But it's still...
It's not bad.
It's not. It's one of the most badass scenes in the anime.
Dude, throwing the bike at Agni and Ruta is one of my favorite scenes.
Who stop and go, man, that's cool. And then
he goes, man, they go, man, he's cool.
And then immediately get tire smacked into the wall and just all the way down.
Oh, dude, I tell you what, there are some demons in this show that get so much disrespect. Agni and Ruta they actually have pretty quick deaths now that I think about it. Agni gets stabbed, Ruta gets shot in the head.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the fake Human Torch and the Windblower, yeah. Yeah. But the main villain, the White Rabbit. Oh God.
Episode 6 is a masterpiece.
So the main villain of the entire series is the White Rabbit, and his main purpose, or his main focus, is to combine the human world and the demon world back together again, just like in the days of Sparta. And to do so, he's trying to find both Virgil's and Dante's necklace, which
the amulet, yes.
Yes, as well as having what, the Necro sword,
the Force Edge.
Force Edge, which was Sparta's sword.
Yep.
And then having the blood of both sons of Sparta,
which we find out in episode 5.
Yeah, I'll say 5.
5 or 7.
Mm-hmm. So what's really nice about this entire thing that people keep shitting on is, like we said, Dante doesn't know he's part demon. He doesn't know his father, so that entire part of it is gone. The White Rabbit is enticing him this entire time, just small breadcrumbs about his family's heritage that we're seeing real time, as well as Dante. So that's just a really clever way of having character development and story progression all at the same time. Because there's a point at which Dante gets his necklace stolen from him, and the White Rabbit puts it together. And when he figures out he needs the other half of the amulet, which is the amulet that was on the sword that got broken half, that guy, one half gave it to Virgil and one half gave it to Dante. He's like, there's no way you can have the other half because it died with my brother. And then he has that piece. He's like, what the fuck? And then later on, you find out that, you need the blood of it. Dante's like, shit, good luck. My brother died when he was 5. Oh yeah? Crush. Sets it all up again. Like, we're learning Virgil's alive. Dante is learning Virgil's alive all at the fucking same time. And it's just so well written. Mm-hmm. And in the White Rabbit, as a character, I have a hard-on for intelligent, purpose-based villains.
Right, and the way he gets spoiled makes sense because it's his own hubris. Mm-hmm. Which I won't spoil the twist.
I've spoiled a lot.
I know, but it's fine. The biggest twist is finding out a major thing and why he was set on this path.
Yes, which all takes place in episode 6.
Yes, and it's planted in episode 5. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, you're better than me. I just want to talk about it.
Dude, it's so good.
I need to put like a spoiler warning for Devil May Cry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I said some spoilers, about the demons and all that.
Yeah.
Cavalier's death is still fucking wild to me. Man got bested by not sword combat.
Uh-huh. So in its entirety, the Devil May Cry anime series is actually really good. And if you don't know anything about it, watch that. And if you can find it like on PS4 or Xbox, there's a bundle pack for the first 3 games. Mm-hmm. Hell, actually, it might be still on sale now for the on the PlayStation Store.
I think it is. I think it doesn't end until April 23rd.
Yeah, I believe you are correct, Daddy-O.
Which, by the time this episode comes out, it might be off sale.
Yeah, you can buy Devil May Cry 1 through 4 as a bonus pack for $15 on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah, that's a really good deal.
Yeah. And then, what, 5 is probably even cheaper?
Bought it for $10.
$10? Yeah, so for $25, you get the entirety of the Devil May Cry series.
Now, that's the PS5 version of 5, if I remember correctly. So.
I mean, still. And it might be probably the same price for Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah. So, I mean, hell yeah. It's well worth to watch. 8 episodes, 30 minutes apiece. Plus the soundtrack. Love letter to early 2000 grunge music.
Oh, yeah. It's Dante's style, especially as young as he is.
Which the series takes place, I want to say, early 2000s. Just by watching. Yeah. They don't tell you, but just there are key clues on it. God, I love it. Speaking of music, I've had a small obsession here this past week with new music I've been discovering. So, I'm not much of a music head, but I listened to a little bit of everything so far. And as of lately, I've been stuck on anime rap. And I've been wanting to change of pace. And I've been slowly getting into trying to find R&B. And I've been falling in love so far this week with Michael Manelli, which is an R&B singer. I first found him through Facebook. So as of lately, Facebook has been doing advertisements for different artists, I guess people pay for to do. And I found him on one of his clips, standing out in the middle of the road, like, hey guys, if you can rap along with my songs. So, click on it, watch it, whatever. And I've loved his music ever since. But as of this week, trying to find something new, I remember I saved it on my Amazon Music. So I go to it, and that's been my morning routine, fixing coffee and listening to R&B music.
Hey, no, that's completely fair, dude.
Oh yeah. Shucks, dude, I have a wedding coming up here next year, so some of the songs might be in our playlists.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's like, I've been listening to somebody I showed you called Violet Pony, and she does more darker themed music. But her album, what was it, Monster? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I've listened to it like 20 times this year alone.
Oh yeah, you've been on that for a long while.
Yeah. Come on, Spotify, work.
Yeah, it never works when you need it the most.
No, it fucking doesn't. Piece of shit. Where is it? It is Monarch of Monsters, and it is an art piece album, 100%. The first, 5 songs? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 songs or more, your typical songs, but they're different genres almost. And the rest is very experimental, music, but there's dreadful moments. There's almost like a play, there's actual somebody talking to you. So I love that album. And then she just released Daybreaker, and fully transparent, I'm not a brony, but god damn, I did not know My Little Pony music could go so fucking hard.
Is it pop or is it?
No, Daybreaker I showed you today, if you remember.
The second song, yeah.
That was that song, and holy shit, her vocals are insane. And I'll show you the cover art, and I'll send it to you so we can show everyone on the podcast so they're on the same note. But that's who the song's about. It's 2 songs, and it's about them specifically. And the thing that's so insane about the songs is you wouldn't realize they're about that. Yeah. They're written so well that they could be just taken on face value as something else, which makes music so much better.
Right.
So it was just holy shit, when I found out this person wrote songs for their fandom because they're a fan of something like My Little Pony, I was like, I wasn't expecting this on my bingo card of the year. But that's the thing. It's beautiful about music. It can transition, not transition,
Transcend.
transcend what it's originally supposed to be talking about.
Oh yeah, I feel that. Like, I don't have a deeper connection to music like you do, but I like more vocal music.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I listen to a lot of everything from heavy rap to country to just silly stuff. Like I said earlier, anime rap. But like I said, my new thing right now is trying to find R&B stuff. And with Manelli's shit, his vocals are really top notch. And what's nice about it, he does mix his stuff with pop music, so there is a dance feeling to it. Like
Mm-hmm.
one of the songs called "Stay for the Weekend." Yes, it's about you meeting a girl for the first time. She comes over and oh, she's hanging out, whatever, and it starts real nice and chill. But as like they starts ramping up in the song, it starts ramping with like your emotions you're going with it, and I just like feeling that feeling like I can. Like I'm in the music video with, like your life is fucking music video. Like, oh man, I can do this. I can do anything I want.
Right. Which have I showed you Bill Murray?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, the musician, not the actor.
I was getting ready to say no.
Okay. After we get done with all this, while we're eating,
Yeah.
I'm showing you Bill Murray.
Okay.
Because I think you'll really like it. Because one of the things that me and you agree on is like I like all kinds of music. I like mainly a lot of people hear me listen to metal and stuff like that, which I think was a big culture shock to a lot of people when I was listening to Violet Pony. And she's shout out, she's really good.
You can talk about culture shock. I have two of them. The first time in back of my old car, I was picking up my sister from work and I was playing Ice Nine Kills, and she looks at me and goes, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "It's screamo." She's like, "You don't listen to screamo music." I was like,
Funny enough, the actual term's metalcore.
yeah. Well, she's like, that's weird. And then like, fast forward to last year, I went to oh fuck, who was that band? He did Sound of Silence.
Disturbed?
Yes, I went to Disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
1 and 2, Fall in Reverse was opening for him. Really fucking nice. And I ran into an old buddy. Didn't know he was there at all. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I'm like, over the years, most of my friends always listen to rock, hardcore, screamo, death music. So you didn't expect me to, at some point in time, have that soaked into me?
Yeah, right. Well, and it's so funny because it's like I listen to my sister and my mom listen to my mom listened to country, but she listened to pop also. My sister was more pop. My dad was more dad rock and a little bit of new metal, little bit of metal. And my uncle, this is where everything came out in. He got me into Hollywood and Dead, Insane Clown Posse, Hobson, Tech Nine.
Oh shit.
He got me into Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
So I've been around everything. My grandmother got me into old school country. My grandmother and my grandfather, God rest both their souls. Not my grandmother from the beginning, by the way. I do need to mention that. They got me into old school country. So I've never been like a big fan of new country. I've been there's a subgenre I like to call underground country, where it is what you would expect for country to go from back in the day to now. Whereas country's been more pop, which has not been the MO, because what people don't realize, country and R&B essentially breathed the life of rock.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because they're two sides of the same coin. Yeah. R&B is very similar to country, and country is very similar to R&B, but both are separate genres entirely.
Right.
Rock was an infusion of both. That's why you get why can't I think of his name off the top of my head? I almost said Stevie Wonder, and that's the wrong guy.
New Road.
Jimi Hendrix. I had to really think of that.
Ooh.
And Jimi Hendrix was like he had a little bit of R&B in his style, but you could hear the little bit of country. He was but he was very talented.
Yeah.
And that's where I've like always had this revolving door of music where I'll listen to anything from Japanese music. Like I showed you a song that I got off of TikTok that they use a Vocalide synthesizer, which is a if you've ever seen somebody talk about Hatsune Miku, she is a Vocaloid, which is a digitized program to sing songs that you have written.
Pretty much the blue pigtail pixel girl that you see everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
That has really awesome concerts. That's been doing it since 2013, if not earlier, and those are wild. But speaking of like other culture shocks, my mom was driving the car one day and she pulled the CD out. She's like, "Oh, I need to give this back to your sister." And I was like, "Oh, what CD is it?" She's like, "Some band called All Time Low." And I was like, "That's my CD." And she's like, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And if you've ever heard All Time Low, they're very pop punk. Is that the word I would use for them?
Yeah, pop punk was pre-bumping, I would say 2010s.
Yeah, because they had the song "Dear Maria."
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they had so many great bangers.
The same buddy that I ran into at the Disturbed concert, he really got me into not My Chemical Romance, but the
Green Day.
No, not Green Day. Oh, fuck. It's gonna bother me.
I almost said 9 Inch Nails, and that's the wrong band.
No.
Alice in Chains. Because you're talking about more. Are you talking about more punk or grunge?
No. It was like kind of like a pop rock band.
AFI.
No. Oh my god. It's on the tip of my.
Good Charlotte.
No. Oh my god. I'm so mad at myself.
Early 2000s, right?
Early 2010s.
Oh, that doesn't help me at all. Oh shit.
No. Oh wait, hold on. I've been playing my playlist. Mayday Parade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Mayday Parade. Like we was all hanging out, and that's what they constantly play. That Panic at Disco. So that got me into all that. Actually, he's the one that got me into Ice Nine Kills.
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. So
actually, I think they're supposed to be dropping a new album here soon. While you're speaking,
I think the Ice Nine Kills. The album that got me into it was it All in the Book? I want to say, or All Written in the Book, because that really got me into it.
Well, they changed their cover, so I think they're gonna release their new album soon.
Yeah, more than likely. Great podcasting we're doing, but this is fucking awesome. Oh, where is it?
Are you talking about Every Trick in the Book, which was
yes!
the 2015 album?
Yes, Every Trick in the Book.
Which was the transition into them start doing more horror-based songs around horror themes.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was like Dracula. Or was it Nosferatu? I'm trying to think of which one they had.
The Silver Screen, wasn't it?
No, this is more storybooks. So
for
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde, Alice in Wonderland.
But hey, fun fact: "People in the Attic" is a song based on Anne Frank.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland.
Nature of the Beast was Farm Animals. Star-Crossed Enemies was Romeo and Juliet. I don't know what Tez's testimony was.
So funny enough, Hell in Hell Hallways is a fun one. It's Carrie.
Oh, was it Carrie?
Because Carrie's based off a book.
Oh, yeah. This entire album I've listened to like multiple times, and that really got me into listening to more of those screamo music. That's what got me into I Prevail.
Fair enough. The Silver Scream and Welcome to Horrorwood are two of my favorite albums from them. Specifically, Welcome to Horrorwood.
Yeah.
Man. But no, they should be dropping a new album here soon. Which another really good band for you to check out, Magnolia Park. Band just dropped and it's such a good album.
Look, check it out. I was at Disney. I was at Walmart walking around.
At Disney?
Look, it coincides. So Disney had just released an all new sound, which is using those bands to cover Disney songs. And Magnolia Park did fucking Powerline, son. Oh,
so
they did Eye to Eye, and god damn, it's so fucking good.
So good. Vamp is a really good album. My favorite song off them is off this album is Shadow Talk, and it has a lot of good songs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I don't know what we're gonna do later.
I know, right? But oh, dude, it's like music is where I go to, and I look a lot more for. So like I don't think I've ever told you this, but Friday is my new music. It filters all my new music. Of course, Sleep Token's on there here recently because they've been dropping a lot of singles, stuff like that. But then I have Discover Weekly on Mondays where I go through an entire playlist of music I may have missed or music I might not know, and so I'll add it and go from there.
Yeah.
And like I mean I put shuffle on for you. It's like the most random shit sometimes.
Dude, whenever I'm in the shower, I'm like, oh man, people not like this because it can go from listening to country to listen to like say anime rap to like old school R&B, and then just all of a sudden you just listen to fucking
A Day to Remember just coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To Hell of a Boss or Hotel Has Been Hotel's like soundtrack.
Oh god, yeah. That's another like some really good music.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, I've got the song I told you, Affection Addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Hypocrite from a Virtue.
Yeah.
And then Split, Icy Stars, and then Killing Me from Drowning Pool. And then Animal I've Become, not from 3 Days Grace, but Cottontail voice actress.
Cottontail? Is this all from that Pony Girl you was talking about?
No, this is my like songs.
Those are your like songs?
These are my like songs.
Oh.
Like, and then you got Caramel from Sleep Token.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Hikaru Utada. I can't say her name. Hikaru Utada. You know, our girl, Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
Kara.
sweetheart.
I have Electricity remix on there.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Afterlife, Evanescence, Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Memphis May Fire. I got Robopop on there. Fable, Youngblood with his new song Hello, Heaven Hello. Actually, a really good song that I wasn't expecting. It's 9 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Divide Music.
Ooh, I love me some Divide music.
Baby No Money.
Yeah. Peak.
Fuck yeah. Cam Steady.
Oh, I almost got nervous. I almost clicked the song. I was like, fuck.
I even have Shakira on here, mind you.
No, I'm right there with you.
Dude, so it's like, no, I completely understand. It's like, this shit goes on shuffle and somebody's going, wait a minute. What?
Yeah, look, my newer songs I've added so far, along with Manelli, has been Big Time Rush.
Another culture shock moment for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Jeff and Cassie Williams, which you might know them, because they did the Ruby soundtracks.
Yep.
Yeah. I've added some of their songs on there. Willow Smith.
Okay.
Got a little bit of Ariana Grande. I have a whole bunch of Contrast, Rustage, Game Boy Jones.
Oh, Victorious is on mine.
Victorious?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which, Fable, that is the loading up the truck in the morning time, just jamming out shit. If you didn't know that he sung anime rock, you never would have known.
I've got Iron Mouse on here.
Iron Mouse? Oh, I forgot she does music.
Yep.
I've been doing up a little bit like with the Spider-Man soundtrack with various artists off of there. Going back to like 303 and Little John.
Fair enough. I've got a Electric Callboy on here.
Mm-hmm.
One OK Rock.
Ooh. Bad Rabbits. God.
I have Youth in Revolt.
Youth in Revolt.
Youth in Revolt. As December Falls.
Yeah.
Jonathan Young.
Is that her? Ella Langley. Ooh. Her music is kind of like nice elevator music.
The Bunny the Bear. I've been listening to them since I was in middle school, high school.
Mm-hmm. I've listened to The Good Kids, which is kind of like a I don't know what that flash was. The Good Kids is kind of like a pop rock, like feel good, like B-list movie music.
There's a band called Endless Taverns, and it is like Warhammer 40k and D&D music.
Okay, I'm with that. I got a little bit of Blake Shelton.
I got some Limp Bizkit in here again, calling out Devil May Cry.
Papa Roach for me, man.
Hell yes. Daddy Fat Snaps.
Daddy Fat Snaps?
Mm-hmm.
I think I know who you're talking about.
The Chalk Eaters.
Yeah. Are we just naming artists that we have saved?
We really are. Hey, dude, we're getting hyped on music, which is rare for us, honestly.
Yeah, we don't really talk about music like that. But it's just been a thing that's been, like, culturally getting us ready for it.
Yes.
One thing about music I want to speak on is the Waluigi trilogies.
Yes.
So for people who don't know, there's a YouTube channel called MASH, and MASH makes random cartoons, and some of the stuff they do is making music to some cartoons. And the last like 10 years, they have made a Waluigi trilogy, because Waluigi is in most Mario Party games, but he's not in Smash Brothers. And whenever the when Smash Ultimate came out, people were advocating to have Waluigi as a character, because there's Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, Bowser, Peach, Rosalina, Daisy, but no Waluigi. So people were advocating to have them put into the game as a playable character. So MASH had made a 3-part trilogy songs, put them in the game, and he wipes the floor with all of them. And that's like, that used to be my workout startup music whenever I stretch. And then I would follow suit with Kevin Bennett and Soado, because it's now a Waluigi versus Shaggy Ball Z, which now it's a 4-part series now. And it starts off with 2 individual songs, Shaggy Ball Z and One Jumpman, which One Jumpman is Luigi, and Shaggy Ball Z is based off of Scooby-Doo Shaggy, and the meme behind him is Ultra Instinct Shaggy. And Shaggy only uses just 0.5% to destroy all of us. And from there, the story goes for the next set of music. It's One Jumpman versus Shaggy Ball Z. Then turns becomes Shaggy Ball Z versus Waluigi for the next 2 films. And then it's Shaggy Ball Z and Waluigi versus One Jumpman. And it's insane, and the music is hype. So if you want at least to kill an hour, listen to all those songs put into one and get your blood flowing, that's what you got to do.
Yes, sir.
We went a whole tangent. I love it.
Most definitely.
Oh shit, we've been rolling for quite some time. I kind of want to keep it going a little bit.
I know, right? We're way past the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, we are. I think we've hit our stride.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Switch really took up a lot of the time.
It most definitely did.
Mm-hmm. No, it was all good. Oh shit. I've been picking up a lot of shit here recently for a few things so far. Throughout this entire podcast, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, but there's been a nice sound. I bought a new keyboard. So, I'm not much of a computer guy. I have a laptop. I've been having a laptop for like the last 10 plus years so far. And obviously a laptop has a built-in keyboard. What do I need an external keyboard for? As of lately, actually the last few years, I've been interested in more clicky keyboards. And I've gone through Razer, I've gone through LG, just a few keyboards I've used so far. But my favorite company to go for has been 8-Bit Dough. So 8-Bit Do makes third-party controllers for the Nintendo Switch, and most of their controllers are shaped like original Super Nintendo controllers with handles on it, and they feel and work seamlessly with the Switch, which I'm really excited what they're going to do for the Switch too. And I think last year, maybe the year before, towards the end, they decided to get into the keyboard game, and they have been making keyboards based on video game consoles. So the first one they released is one that's based off the Nintendo, original Nintendo. It has the original beige color with it, with red highlights and grays in it, and it looks and feels amazing. It's Bluetooth and has a small dongle with it to connect to it, as well as a braided cable. And it's clicky as all get out, which I fucking love.
Yes.
And what's nice about it, it does have macros and it has an updated system in it too. So you can update it as everything continues on. And the keys are hot swappable, which means that you can change out the keys itself and the mechanism to make them even more clicky or soft whenever you mess with it. And that's just like one version of what has come out for the 8-Bit Do keyboards. They have released a Commodore 64. They released a Sega Saturn. They even released one of the old school IBM keyboards that released back in the day, which is, if you're a tech head and you love keyboards, that apparently was like the best keyboard to have back in the day. And that's where most keyboards have been modeled off of ever since.
Mm-hmm.
So for this keyboard, I got on a really good deal, and I love messing with and clicking on it so far. And it's actually made me really happy to have something to type on making the script for today. But even though it's really cool, I bought some new keycaps with it. I might do an unboxing video later just to show them. And it's really exciting. They're manga caps with it. So there's an add splash of color with it. And I'm so excited.
Yes, sir.
Christian, what you picked up so far?
I have picked up, of course, we got in the mail the Persona 4 Golden Collector's Edition for Switch.
We've been waiting so long for those.
A year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. I also, and I'll go ahead and mention it, I've only put about an hour into it, but I picked up the Thaumaturge. It is a top-down RPG with turn-based combat, more akin to your Final Fantasy. I would say Final Fantasy X because attacks have a length of what you can do. So, like, if an enemy's going to attack faster than you, and you do a slow attack, you can actually see it.
Oh, okay.
So it's really unique on that front. But it takes place, 1920s, Warsaw, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the first things you do is you actually meet Rasputin. Your character needs help from Rasputin.
Yeah.
And he's a thaumaturge, which is somebody that can see, I can't remember the exact words, but, like, what is the exact word they use?
I don't
Flaw.
know. Oh.
They're flaws, which can manifest these like demon-like creatures that will be added to your party. Think kind of like Pokemon, but not nearly as many Pokemon.
Right.
Or even like Persona.
Yeah.
But so far, it's a really interesting story, and it's got 12 different endings from I saw with different variables for like how these endings might happen. So like Rasputin might have like 3 different endings you can get with him. And it's really intriguing. Like, I'm kind of curious, and I'm like really liking the writing so far.
Nice. Christian, I need you to entertain the people for like 2 minutes. I have to go potty.
Cool, we're getting canceled.
Nice.
So, I started playing Returnal again to try and get ready for Saros, which is Housemarque's new game. It is a third-person bullet hell roguelike where you play as, I can't remember her name, but she's an astronaut that crash lands on an alien planet. She then proceeds to try to figure out what's going on, where you're getting story details, where you'll run across this random house that appears to be her house, and it gives you a little bit of story and details on her past life, what might be happening. It's a little bit horror-esque, so there might be like some creepy scenes with how they're shot and how they play out. I had a scene where I went to go. There was knocking on the door, and when I went to it, there was like an astronaut. And when I opened it, the astronaut was just gone. And then I go up, and there was like a stuffed octopus that was like a childhood toy she had, and it comes to life and grabs her. But most of the time, you'll be spinning around running, dodging, and shooting these alien life forms while trying to escape this essential time loop. Because every time you die, you restart at the very beginning when she crashes her ship. So it replays from that moment where she crashes. And it is nerve-wracking as shit with some of these battles, because you'll have enemies being behind you attacking. You'll have enemies spawning in, doing a jump attack, dropping down, trying to crush you. And it's like so fast, so frenetic. It's insane. And I love it. I cannot wait for Soros, because I think it's going to be super fun. They say they're going to take elements to improve what might not have worked with Returnal, and I'm super, super excited for that. I cannot wait to see if they make it any faster, because it's a little bit slow, but it has this right amount of fast pace that I wonder if they're going to take it and not take what they did with Doom 2016 and turn it into Doom Eternal. I wonder if they're going to add a little bit more of a more fast-paced, frenetic battle than what we have here right now, which is already pretty fast, but like there's a slow down moment where it's not as nearly as fast. But it is a bullet hell, so you're constantly have to watch out for enemies' attacks when they're spewing out hundreds of bullets in one go. You'll find weapons that you need to upgrade and level up that unlock special attributes, maybe ricochet shot, burst fire, armor piercing, slug shots for the shotgun. So like it has this constant progression that you're going through on each level. But no, I've been really enjoying Returnal again, and it is super fun, frenetic, and fast paced that I cannot wait to see what Housemarque does with Saros.
Oh shit! Daddy's back. I heard all of that, by the way.
You're welcome.
No, that's good. I need to get a house soon. Oh, man. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I need to play Returnal.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, man. Dude, I've enjoyed this podcast today.
It's been really nice. Hey, thankfully we didn't have any fuck-ups.
So that's two of us, yeah.
Don't have to remind me. I've been told several times should have been swallowed.
If you've been swallowed, I should have been thrown away in a used condom.
Dumpster babies, let's go!
Yay! I'm nothing but a dumpster baby. Oh shit. No, I think we've been doing pretty good, and I guess it's might be time to kind of wrap it all up. We've been going for quite some time now.
Oh, most definitely. Probably about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
2 hours and 43 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've always want to try to keep the podcast at 1.5 hours to 2 hours, but I think today was a special case. Just the big news going on with the Switch 2 and Devil May Cry. So I think we've been doing pretty good. I kind of want to end off the podcast with this talking about this doing this in general.
Mm-hmm.
It has been. I'm not a stressful person. Like I try to think everything at face value and just go along with it. I'm smarter than what I appear, how I act, but it's just so much to deal with it all that I just like to play the fool and just let things go and not worry or stress about a lot of whole bunch of stuff. Just take it one step at a time. But trying to do this podcast has been very stressful the last like few weeks.
Yes.
Like from I don't post stuff on Facebook. I just share haha memes. I think they're funny. Like there's nothing in a thought process. Just like, share. But having to try and drum up conversations in a post or like try to keep up to date with what we're doing is so far out of my norm. Even though I'm born into the generation that kind of revolutionized it, it's crazy to do.
No, and it most definitely is because same with me. I'm not used to this.
No, and then having to do stuff has been crazy because I work all the time and then come home, watch YouTube videos, very rarely find time to play games, and to just make myself play games or read more or do stuff to tell other people has been something completely different to me. Like, yeah, me and Christian hang out whenever we have a chance to, and we talk about video game stuff that are coming up. But since I've left, I used to work at GameStop with him, and working at GameStop, I was up to date on all the news, all the video games. So I'll watch reviews, I will watch trailers, all the stuff for it. And since I stopped working there, I didn't have the need for it. So whatever video games will come up, I'll be, oh, that's cool, and that'll be it. I'll never keep up with the information. But now I'm slowly trying to get back in that mythos, and it's just a wild experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
So sharing that with, I guess at the moment, tens of people, and on Facebook, hundreds of people, it's just a wild thought process to me. And I guess I've been stressing myself. I have been stressing myself over it, just trying to figure out like how to drum it up. And when it started this, I knew, and I always know that doing this stuff, the beginning is not going to be where you want it to be.
Right. It is definitely tough, especially like I, of course, have a second podcast with Gaming with Passion, and trying to, considering that is only for friends on a Discord call,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it harder to line everything up. And also, like, I ran into some issues with our latest episode, and of course, we got it fixed up, but it's like, whereas this one, I feel like we moved a lot faster. Gaming with Passion still feels very much in its infancy on like trying to figure out how we want to do everything.
Yeah, I mean, not to call you out, but to look at the man behind the curtains. Like, I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, you recorded your first episode in August, and you didn't release it until October of last year.
Yeah, I was waiting on a friend who does a lot of the recording and stuff, and he of course has college, all kinds of stuff, works a job, so it's like not fully on him, but at the same time, it was like, come on, we need to get this done.
Right. And I'm assuming that each of you have like your own like roles to play in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, for me to do this, it actually was a joke in the beginning, earlier in the year. Like, I was just laying in bed one day and just like, what if me and Christian started a podcast? Like, just funny thinking about like, cause he started his and it hasn't had that many episodes. It was one episode for months.
Right.
And I was like, just trying to think of, things that we can call it, just something funny. And then what we would talk about, what we would do. And then eventually I was like, hey, like, what if we started a podcast? And you're like, yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. And like, oh, we can call it, I forgot some of the names I was thinking about. I know, but Comfy Hispanos was one of them. Another one was, Cozy Hispanos. I think one was like Gaming Buddies or whatever, just something silly.
Right.
And then as we were talking about it, I kept thinking about it more and more. And we had said in our episode 1 that people always told us that we should start a podcast, or we have at least knowledge of it, or we have the voice to do podcasting. So it was like I'm like, all right, cool. We can do that. We can start that out. And then as the weeks and days went on, thinking about it, finding like the mics that we're using now, which are $100 mics a piece for $65 at our Mega Replay, and then slowly like finding stuff for our soundboard, everything kind of fell into place, and that was way cheaper than originally what it could have been.
Yes, most definitely, and that was the thing. It was just like me and you kept each other up to date on everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm. So eventually, like right after Christmas, no, yeah, during Christmas, like before we even like sat down to record anything, I had gathered most of the materials that we needed to start this. And excuse me, yes, we could have gotten like, oh hey, cheap USB mics and started, which was the original idea, but I never did. No, because I found these mics were really cheap, and everything else that came with it was phenomenal. And with this support of my girlfriend, now fiance, like we decided to keep it up and keep going. And hell, with the support of all of our friends and families, we managed to like get this on board and actually doing something with it.
Yes.
And I think this past 2 weeks since our last recording, I've like had like emotional roller coasters internally of trying to make videos, or not make videos, but like make a YouTube page, find the video platform to put the audio to listen to, and then thinking of new stuff to put, try add pictures and stuff, but as well as like working a 9 to 5, and then trying to find time to sleep because I get up early, and it's been something right. And for Christian's sake, his job, he never knows when he gets off work. He'll go up when the sun comes up and then get off when the sun comes down, or when it's already down.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to find time to do this has been, like, edit everything has been crazy. So it's not like a set time, but I knew from the jump I knew what I wanted to do with it, I should say. And having that built-in 2-week period to find stuff to do and talk about has come in handy a lot, which giving time to edit stuff out, as well as find for at least one of us to either do something together or one of us like have something to do on their own.
Yeah.
And finding stuff to do in our everyday life, like listening to music, picking up games to play, or even manga for my case, has like that's stuff we could talk about and even do a little research on beforehand.
Yeah, and it's even tougher on my end, like you said, with between work, but also me running. Me and you run this podcast equally, but it of course eats up time.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing with Gaming with Passion, it eats a ton of time on that end too. But like speaking of that, and I've told you this yesterday actually, I have a lot of aspiration for these projects.
Yeah.
Like I would love to be on eventually Summon Sign, possibly. If I could somehow get on Defining Duke for an episode, that would be great. Like those are two things right there I would love to do.
Yeah.
I would love to have Mr. Matty on one of the podcasts and talk to him, interview him, just have a conversation. And it's just things like that. Like I have these goals I want to achieve. I do plan on streaming here soon once I get me a new desk and a new chair for home, because I'm not sitting on a folding chair forever. I can't.
No.
I mean, these chairs right here are like just as bad, where it's like, yeah, it's good for podcasting because it's a couple hours, but not for something like streaming or sitting down constantly and playing.
Yeah, no, of course not. And like we both have our short and long-term goals. Like I've been thinking about what I want to do for the next few episodes, I guess until the summertime. And what I want to do is by episode 5, which will be in May, you should be coming back from Florida by then. Sorry to say where you're going for vacation, but we're in Florida. Who knows? I would like to, if we have a consistent number of people viewing us, which I know it's not going to be high, but at least in the tens for right now. I know it's easier to put these on streaming services, but so that's what I want to do. I would like to put it on Spotify, Amazon Music, all that stuff to make it more accessible to listen to instead of just putting on a YouTube video in the background and just letting it go. Excuse me, which it will be also uploaded on YouTube, well, hopefully with more visual aids about the stuff we talk about to make it easier. But we've been pretty good at describing what we're talking about, so listening to it would not be an issue as well.
Right.
I would like to do that. I've come up with a few different skits that we can have to have trailers for the podcast and just, information that we do, just something to have fun with. Like, hell, we don't even have we don't have a profile picture right now, which I love once all this rain and stops and weather actually heats up to have like photo shoots for us to do.
Right. And it's just one of those things that after thinking about it, it's like we realized what we finally wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that it, like, for me, it sadly took a death in the family to make me realize that I needed to change my life. I was working 3 jobs. I was killing myself basically, and I wasn't enjoying it to the fullest. And I realized that I like to get my opinions, I guess is what I'll say there, and talking about subjects I really enjoy out into the public. And it really was informative. I love telling jokes. I mean, you guys heard that from the very beginning. Nothing's sacred in this fucking table. So it's one of those things that we just realized what we actually wanted to do.
Oh yeah, and I think the sports that we have for each other and what we're doing works out really well. Like, our chemistry is off the charts.
I would say, like, between the tangent of us going off music and then that opening, you're not wrong.
We share one brain cell.
Hey, you finally kicked in with one.
You had it for a long time there, buddy. I need it back.
Yeah, you were. What's happening? Oh, that?
Look,
oh, right.
Look, some of our tangents that we have pre-podcast, I will listen to you, and then I will slowly zone out.
Ain't that the truth?
You bring me back, though, when you said something off the wall.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. But no, like this is just some of our feelings that we have for running both for our podcast, especially two for Christian, and it's a lot. But I think we're doing pretty good for it so far, I would say.
Most definitely.
And I mean, hell, hopefully within a year's time that we're maybe sooner than a year if we actually like get things like up and rolling with these next couple episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I know I always say like in a year's time I want to have like our first guest, which we kind of broke it with having Hustle Arts on there, which that video we still need to figure out how to do.
I think we're just gonna do another one at OMG Con.
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes the most sense.
Yeah, that's fair. And like I said, by that point we'll have like 3-4 under our belt. Like I have a few, like I said before, I have a few friends that do stuff. Like I have a friend that does, quote unquote, adult cosplaying, sensitive stuff.
It's sad who I knew you were talking about instantly.
She's the only one that actually keeps up with it.
I know.
And she's doing really good for herself.
I've known her for 7 years. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Because ever since I started at GameStop.
Yeah. Like, I would love to have her on as a guest. And you think me and Christian share one brain cell? Me and her together are...
It's gonna be a 3-way brain cell that it's not gonna work.
Nope. Because I've talked to her before because she's actually my workout partner. And we've realized that real quick that we have to have you in the room with us. Because
I'm just gonna add to the destruction.
No, you have to keep us on track, Kristen. You keep us on track. That third person helps out quite a bit. we try to pick an outfit for me and my wedding along with my girlfriend, and boy howdy did my girlfriend leave us immediately. Cause look what I got. You try this? No, but you try this. Yeah, look at that. Put it on. Okay, how do I look? Horrible. I love it. No, but babe, what about this? No. She didn't even say bye to me when she left. But, you know, we have her, and then I have another friend. Hopefully, he's willing to. He's a musician.
Well, I mean, we've got an old coworker.
Yeah, and I have an old coworker that has his own YouTube page.
Like we have quite a bit, and then
I say YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, and
and TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok too. Yeah, look, between both of us, he's inspired both of us to get out of our comfort zones and do stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's the original. I'm the copy. If you see us out and about, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, and I would say, like, he was helping push me towards that edge. I told you about when I was in high school. I had a teacher in film literature. She says I have that radio show voice.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've always been guided that way. It just took me time to realize that's what I wanted to do.
No, that's extremely fair. And I mean, for the last 10 years, leaving college, I've found my voice to be more confident and say what's on my mind and not care what other people think. If you met me in high school, yeah, I was goofy, but I would never say what's on my mind. And I would, oh man, always miss my opportunity to do certain things. But since leaving college, I've become more vocal, more vulgar, but more confident in everything that I do and say. And that has got me into a lot of situations that are both good and bad. And I mean, I've been flirtatious ever since.
Ain't that the truth?
Hell, dude, in the last like 2 weeks, practicing from like the trial run, which hopefully in a year's time we'll upload the video to how we are now. I've been like doing like mouth and throat exercises to like open my throat more and speaking from the diaphragm.
How's the hot dog doing?
It can go 75% all the way without gagging. I'm a pro. But no, like I've just been practicing like speaking more open, more out, and that has like truly fucked up how I normally talk because I mumble when I talk. I've been told multiple times, but whenever I need to like get things done, I talk more of my chest and more clearly, and my voice changes to a little more deeper tone, and I get more attention that way. So with doing this podcast, it's helped, and I've been doing that for the last few weeks, and it's like messed me up in a sense. Like I can't say some of my S's now because my tongue is so thick and out of place. That's been so wild to me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But tongue can be in other places if you let it.
Oh.
But no, that has been a wild thing. And then, like I said before, this podcast has made me want to do more stuff. So I have been like slowly reading more of my manga to talk about now. And then hopefully I can actually find time to sit down and play some of the games that have been in my backlog for almost a decade. So, it's been a positive. And the one thing I want to know and try to remember is that this podcast is initially for fun.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's been a lot.
Most definitely.
I guess that's both our feelings. Anything for you for running both podcasts?
No, it's just a lot, but I'm managing. I'm getting better at it, and that's all I can say. That's what I would recommend is just take your time and get better with it.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping actually within the next 2 weeks I want to make a little mascot for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll just be fun until we get our like summer pictures in.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess spring pictures in, however you want to call it. I'm thinking, I've talked to you before about this, having a little demonized black cat.
Yeah.
And then a panda.
Yes.
So it'd be a nice little blend and have like little chibi versions of us for certain things. What I like to do is find an animator to animate some of our testings, because I think they're fun little short stories for us.
Yeah, no, that is most definitely what I would say.
I think I'm rambling at this point. We need to get up out of here. It's been 3 hours. Our pizza is cold.
Yeah.
Christian, you want to sign us off?
Most definitely. So this has been Gumpy as Bondos. This is Christian signing out. So stay tuned. Stay sexy.
Good night, gorgeous.